Okay, so this is our fourth stream of Reelect JFK. I think we're on roughly day 27 of 50, so slightly past the halfway point. We're in the midst of a pulling out our military advisors out of Vietnam. We've gotten the Civil Rights Act legislation out of committee and onto the House floor, and we're working on trying to get that passed in the general vote. Re-election campaign, I guess we're winding down the primaries, although we don't really have an idea of... I guess we're ahead on the polls, but we haven't gotten any primary results back as of yet. My favorite for non-serious reasons, just purely on like superficial stuff, was actually Calvin Coolidge. I think I've talked about this a little bit before. Cool Cal, as he was otherwise known. Again, nothing for anything he accomplished or did not accomplish in his administration, but purely for his wit. He would also take like long naps, and usually wouldn't actually show up for work and meetings until like 11 o'clock. And he was very I don't know if soft-spoken. He was a man of few words. There's the famous anecdote where a woman approached him at like a cocktail party or something and said, "Mr. President, I bet I can make you say more than 2 words." And he said, "You lose." No, I think the bathtub guy was... I always get confused by this. I think Millard Fillmore is the guy I think who got the first bathtub installed in the White House. But it might have been Taft who was the guy that was conducting meetings from his bathtub. I don't know. You're probably gonna have to fact check that one. I can't exactly remember for sure. But there was definitely one president who definitely used to had no qualms about conducting cabinet meetings and such from his bathtub. He would just have everyone gathered in the bathroom. Oh, was it LBJ? Okay, that sounds about right. Yeah, it could be right. No, man. Peyton Randolph, Virginia? Black Friday shopping. No, nothing we really need. I mean, I bought, thank you to Sprint, for Sprint's help. Oh, Mike, thank you for the 3 months. 1/3 of a baby. The first trimester is over. Thank you so much, Mike, for the resub. And
1/3 of a baby.
Oh, it didn't give you the Cedrics it should have. We can do that now. Sprint helped steer me in the right direction as far as getting additional some RAM upgrades. Hopefully streaming is smoother. So that's supposed to come like middle of next week. But yeah, unless there's like a store that's offering something only in play. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've never had to go in person to get a deal. I could always get the deal online shopping. Okay, so it did give you 100. It was supposed to give you an extra 150. That should be 250 total, and it gave you 100. All right. There we go. That would be a huge... Well, I haven't had too many internet connectivity issues lately, Glitch. There was a Verizon outage, but that had nothing to do with me. That was just, like, region-wide. But fortunately, like, yeah, a year and a half ago, I remember I was having regular issues, but I've, fingers crossed, only had 1 or 2 sporadic problems with the stream dropping because of losing connection. And again, it would be a major thing I'd have to rewire through the ceilings and everything to do that, and the walls, and just doesn't seem that necessary. Hey, Core. Ethernet over AC as an air conditioner? Very interesting. Is that a real thing? Over my house power lines? Yeah, again, I don't want to do any... it just seems unnecessary to me. Unnecessary electrical work. We have enough to worry about and spend money on. Okay, hey Duke. All right, so let's get underway here. We're at 7 hours in. I think we've done a lot of election stuff. I don't know what FBI, or not, sorry, not FBI. Oh yeah, what did we have to do here? We have to I think we had a couple of things we were supposed to do. We did get another... We have leads on 2 of the guys who are responsible for our assassination. One is the Camel, also known as Frank Finn, although I don't think that's his real name. The other guy's called the Tin Man, although we don't know... We don't really have much information to go on except for that name. Alright, let's try to make some progress with Vietnam.
A significant number in Congress are not happy about the pullout, sir. We could have a problem.
Oh boy. What problem is this? Yeah, but I haven't really had I mean, I did have one, but it seems to have not be a problem lately, like within the last year. I mean, maybe we've had like 5 to 10... Yeah, I mean, if I have one drop a month, I don't think it's a major issue. Especially when I'm able to get connected within 2 minutes, so... It seems like it's in search of a problem. Like, yes, could it be better? Sure, but I don't think it's bad enough to warrant a problem worth addressing.
What are they saying?
They're saying the president's soft on communism and he doesn't have the stomach for an election year fight. It's all partisan rhetoric.
Rhetoric or not, it could hurt us in November. It may not be wise to fight them on this now. We could wait until after the election.
Mr. President, you need to decide if we're going to continue the pullout or reinstate our advisory policy.
Wait, what? Say that again? Advisory policy? Yeah, maybe I should get rid of the box art still. I think that's mainly a problem because I have so many box arts loaded there. Good point. Worth considering for sure.
What are they saying?
They're saying the president's soft on communism and he doesn't have the stomach for an election year fight. It's all partisan rhetoric.
Rhetoric or not, it could hurt us in November. It may not be wise to fight them on this now. We could wait until after the election.
Mr. President, you need to decide if we're going to continue the pullout or reinstate our advisory policy.
No. If I reinstate the policy, it just looks like I'm flip-flopping. Let's continue with the pullout.
I believe, come November, the voters will see I'm doing the right thing by getting our boys out of there. Let's stick with the pullout plan. Thanks for your time, gentlemen.
That was it? Alright. That took 5 hours. Oh yeah, Glitch, I've replaced them almost across the board with the game facts thumbnails. I used to have the higher res, but I agreed, yeah, there was no reason for that. So most of them are picking off the small game facts thumbnails. All right, what's going on? Cabo, thank you for the host. That's another option, Vessel. True. Everything is on the table now. All right, let's do civil rights. Oh, so this is the guy that we chose to talk. That would be like sort of the advocate for the legislation on the floor to try to drum up votes.
Hello, Mr. President.
Hello.
Hi, Ron. How are you doing?
Just great, Mr. President. How are you?
This guy looks he's like just out of college. Let's just be direct. I don't know. I don't think the chit-chat matters too much.
I need to discuss a very important issue with you, Ron.
What's up?
Let's be diplomatic, okay.
Ron, as you know, I've spent a great deal of time working on the issue of civil rights in our country. I feel that this issue is of the utmost importance. I'd like you to support the Civil Rights Bill when it comes to the vote next week.
As I'm sure you know, Mr. President, I'm still considering this issue. I agree with your legislation, but I'm not sure that this is the right time to pass it. Our country is in a state of unrest over this issue, and I'd hate to see more violence occur during the enforcement of the bill. It's not an easy decision.
Let's persuade him.
You're right, Ron. This is one of the most difficult decisions that you'll face as a congressman. Therefore, I think that it's important that you make the right one. I think you should vote for this bill.
I'll take that into consideration, Mr. President. Thank you for seeing me today.
That's it.
Goodbye.
You're ending the Oh, dude. No. You don't end the conversation at us. I am the president. Don't you dare walk out on me. All right, well, I'm not really pleased with how that went. All right, so we can always restore in case we went with the diplomatic. It was like Diplo Persuade route, which probably would have been better to be more direct and get a better feel on where he stands. Doesn't sound... Yeah, we probably should be doing a little bit more intimidating, using our higher office to sort of, you know, turn the screws on folks. By intimidation alone, I suppose. Alright, we still don't know what to do in this drawer, how to get this thing open. Load on demand. No, it's actually a glitch. They do lazy load the by default. So basically, if they're not in the page view, they won't actually load until you scroll down to see them. So that actually does help. But yeah, I think that's just the default Google Sheets behavior. Yes. Many times, Kun, many times. The game is definitely very bugged. You can't even restore a game without starting a new one first. Oh, that's interesting too. Yeah. No, we know. I think Aardvark has a good handle in the game, and so he's going to advise. We may need to edit the save file at a certain point to get around that bug issue. JFK seeks financial support in Florida. Kennedy stresses the issues in new TV ad. $1 million worth of plutonium lost in space. What are we doing up there? We lost it?
Now for the sports news. Tragedy was behind the wheel early in this year's 48th running of the famed Indianapolis 500 race.
Damn.
A spinout at the end of only the second lap caused a chain reaction that killed drivers Dave McDonald and Eddie Sachs. A.J. Foyt went on to win the race after an hour delay with an average speed of 147 miles per hour, 4 miles an hour faster than last year's all-time record. Hopes are rising for Olympic gold as world records are turned in for American track and field athletes at the California Relays. The best bets for a medal are broad jumper Ralph Boston and mile runners Darrell Burleson and Tom O'Hara. That's all for tonight's news, but remember, same time, same place, and same station tomorrow.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah, well, even if it's not a problem for me, maybe it's a problem for other people. Perhaps. We'll see. Okay, day 28, June 1st, 1964. Okay, oh, looks like we could handle these two probably. Let's do that, Vietnam.
Mr. President, Ambassador Reeves is on line 2.
Good day, sir. Thank you for taking my call. How's the family?
Who's this? Is this our ambassador to where? That's not really an issue, Core, actually. In some cases, some moves, your superpower global rating will go down, even as your domestic rating goes up. Also keep in mind that those are... You're not supposed to be like at 100. I mean, that's unprecedented. Having a like domestic rate, having an approval rating of like 65 or 70 is extremely strong. Like that's really good for president. Superpower could be probably a little bit better, but I think we got hit by the was it Panama or Cuba? No, Cuba we actually did well with. I forgot the issue that started to hurt us.
Good, Chris. Thank you. I understand you're in the thick of the monsoons. You and Margie staying dry?
Barely, sir. It's hot, wet, and muggy, much like Washington in August, as I recall. But you're a busy man, and I'll get to the point. The reason for my call is your decision to pull out of Vietnam. I'd like you to reconsider, sir.
Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
I'll always listen to reason, Chris. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. The political situation here is chancy at best. Rumors of yet another coup are flying, and I'm afraid your announcement of pulling out has given them wings.
All right, so I guess this is our ambassador in South Vietnam. Interesting. That's true. Yeah, we could do that quick. I don't know. Does anyone generally have problems with loading the document due to all of the box art? Yeah. Again, I don't want to have to solve something if it's not people don't have a problem with it. Now we have yet to see Marilyn. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting to like sneak out to like surveil at some meeting or to spy on like some meeting going on at one of the monuments or memorials. All right, what is yeah, maybe we should. I'm kind of regretting not playing the middle road on Vietnam, but continuing the advisory capacity.
JFA should just buy all viewers more AM.
Thank you, Vassal, for 100 bits. Maybe we can. Yeah, that's true, Glitch. That's actually what I got off Imgur. I found on Imgur, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It usually has more problem loading images from that site. But GameFAQs, it seems pretty reliable. Alright, so I guess we'll just be calm with him since he doesn't agree with us. I don't think we can like necessarily quote-unquote salvage this. I just look too wishy-washy, so I'd rather just stay the course in the course I've selected, I think.
I don't think it's smart to make major policy decisions based on rumors, Chris.
But sir, rumor is a standard form of political communication here, much like memos in Washington. And the Vietnamese prefer personal negotiations to institutional talks.
I see your point, Chris. Go on.
Thank you. We've supported this government for 10 years now. I've given them my assurances that our resolve is unshakable. Your decision to pull out jeopardizes 10 years of work and puts me in an untenable position. Well,
I don't care what position you're in. Quite frankly, I mean, you're just representative of this administration. So, Ambassador Reeves, I don't want to hear about your my making your life a little bit more difficult. You are in the position of ambassador, and nobody said it was going to be easy. I expect you to reassure the people of South Vietnam, notably the government, that they do need to look out for their interests. I will be sympathetic, but unyielding.
I understand. And you believe that if the U.S. remained as advisors, we could avoid exposing the South Vietnamese to reprisals?
I know it, sir. We can stop the communists and support this democratic government. If we pull out, these people will live the rest of their lives under communist rule. Many will not see the new year.
Well, keep in mind there, Chris, that even going the opposite way will yield that same outcome. Better to save lives here than endanger American lives on a fruitless task.
So what do you want me to do?
I'd like you to remain in an advisory capacity in Vietnam. The move would lend credence to the government and Khan. Won't you make the commitment, at least until we see if Khan will survive?
No, I will not.
No, Chris. I've already made my decision. I won't change my mind now.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. President.
I'm gonna hang up on you.
Goodbye, Chris.
I like how that just took a ton more time. Alright, time for civil rights legislation. Okay, so we chose pull out again. So they do give you a bunch of chances to like step back, which actually has me a little bit concerned.
Mr. President? Mr. President, there's a situation developing that you might be interested in. Negro parents and students in Boston, Chicago, and Cincinnati are planning a one-day boycott of city schools. They're protesting de facto segregation in those schools.
De facto segregation? We've already lost the fight to end state-mandated segregation in the South. Now Negroes have got to complain about unintentional segregation in northern cities?
Arthur, you know as well as I do that you don't need laws to create racial separation. Social and economic conditions can do that for you. Just think about it. The fact that Negroes can only afford to live in certain parts of the city creates racial imbalance in the schools. That's what de facto segregation is all about. Even without forced segregation, whites and Negroes are isolated from each other.
I'm interested, but a little bit dubious about what sort of change we can affect on the federal level. Individual communities and state governments that control the public schools need to get directly involved with this issue.
I'd like to hear more about this boycott.
Well, sir, some people are estimating as many as 200,000 students in Chicago alone may be absent from school for a day. With Boston and Cincinnati added to that, this thing could be huge. I think you should acknowledge this activity by phoning some of the boycott leaders. It's like that supportive phone call you made to Coretta King when Martin Luther King was in jail. That went over like gangbusters in the Negro community.
We could make the phone calls, but we need other ideas. We've already taken it on the chin for being too supportive in the public eye. Said that room segregation. Which is really, I miss segregation. All right. Well, here's the question: if we choose get other ideas, can we still have the option to choose phone calls later? I'm curious what other options might be, even if we decide phone calls are the best idea.
That's an interesting idea. Fred, Arthur, what do you think?
I think that either you or Bobby should make an appearance in Chicago. Give a speech. Something high profile that we can use to boost your popularity in the northern states. Besides, it would probably help you in the South as well. I'm sure they would be happy to have the spotlight off their racial problems for a while.
I don't think you should get involved at all, Mr. President. This whole thing could become violent, and to be associated with an activity that ended in serious injury to a number of school children seems unwise at best.
Wow, Matt, wow. Damn. Okay, so you just look at the option. So we got the phone calls, we got the speeches, or do nothing. Not do nothing. I'm not sure, like, you know, actually sending Bobby might be a good conservative approach insofar as it makes it seem like the administration is making an effort here, but it's not reflecting directly on. It would not be reflecting directly on me, therefore insulating myself against any blowback, while also sending a clear message to the Negroes that this administration cares deeply about their plight.
I think Fred has a good suggestion. I'd like you to go, Bobby. I can't take the time to go right now. Besides, when it comes to civil rights, people know that whatever you say is what I would say if I were there. Can you take the time to go?
Of course, Mr. President. I'd be happy to go for you. I think that's all we have to discuss.
Now, I didn't like the way we were phrasing this, making it seem like I don't have time or commitment to go there. That's concerning me.
Good. I'll speak with you later, gentlemen.
RFK speech from Bobby. Babby. Babby. Oh wow, we still have time. So we still don't, there's still no new like phone calls we can make, right? Nope, nothing. So how do we do something else? Seems like there's, oh, I guess we can monitor some, why don't we monitor the wires? Well, the scale of justice is like coming to a conclusion based on who was behind the assassination attempt. And so you can only do that once. So we're still waiting on more information to ID that person. All right, male justice. All right, 3 messages. Susan, keep Saturday night free, okay? I'd like to take you out to dinner. Oh, is this where Ken asks her, proposes to her? Yep, Ken proposed to me on Saturday night. I'll give you all the details at lunch, says Susan. Did you read about that riot in Peru on Sunday? Uh-oh. Gabo, there's a Peruvian riot. 300 people died in a riot after a soccer game. How could anyone care so much about soccer? How is this possible? From Peterson to Lutz. Alright, 1 message. Please cancel my appointments for tomorrow. I'll be in Baltimore for the day, thanks. This is Cook to Gatto. Okay. Who is he meeting in Baltimore? We don't know. Yeah, this is Kevin Bruderman. We also have our secret disguise if we want to sneak out of the White House, but we don't got no time for that. Or we do, but... Alright, so right now it looks like our approval rating is at 70 and our global rating, superpower rating is at 50. See if that goes up at all. Despite best efforts, what? JFK loses the rights bill? Ah, fuck me. Wow. Okay. So I think it was because, yeah, we weren't persuasive. Either Wyatt wasn't the right person or we weren't, we should have been direct with him. I think we were too deferential. Damn. Important primary in California draws president. Notre Dame de Paris turns 800 years old. Oy. All right. We got to restore back to May 21st. Damn. Did I even forget? Oh, I forgot to make this June 1st save anyway. Oh, well. Yikes. All right. Oh, no, that's when we selected Y out. Right. Okay, we can go to 527. All right. Why do you say that, Gabo? Why do you say that? There was another one of those, like, stadium riot issues, famous ones in England as well, where, like, 100 or 200 people died, right? People got, like, trampled in the stands or whatnot. All right, what are we doing? Stories.
Mr. President, Congressman Wyatt is here to see you.
I think it was in like the late 60s. Does that sound right? Mid to late 60s? Maybe it was the early 70s.
Hello,
Oh,
Mr.
shit.
President.
I forgot I had to start a new game before restoring. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Thank you. Thank you for flagging that. I am truly a politician at heart. You scratch my back, I will scratch yours. All right, approval rating is back at 70%.
Mr. President, Congressman Wyatt is here to see you.
Hello, Mr. President.
All right, let's try being all direct with him to try to badger him into swaying the vote.
Hello, Ron. Thanks for coming by.
What can I do for you today, sir?
I'd like you to vote for the Civil Rights Bill next week.
As I'm sure you know, Mr. President, I'm still considering this issue. I agree with your legislation, but I'm not sure that this is the right time to pass it. Our country is in a state of unrest over this issue, and I'd hate to see more violence occur during the enforcement of the bill. It's not an easy decision.
Okay, so he was the same. The first two choices did not matter at all, so it's all about being forceful, I suppose. Let's hopefully.
I think it is easy, Ron. This is the right thing to do, and I'm asking you to do it. I think that makes the decision quite easy.
Oh.
I see your point, Mr. President. Thank you for your advice on this issue. Goodbye.
Okay, he didn't seem thrilled with us there. So Wyatt may turn out not to be the right guy for this, to be honest. We'll see. Oy. Reelect Nixon was not popular. Alright, so we were direct.
A significant number in Congress.
Alright, so we'll just let this play out, and we'll go with the pullout.
What are they saying?
They're saying the president's soft on communism and he doesn't have the stomach for an election year fight. It's all partisan rhetoric.
Rhetoric or not, it could hurt us in November. It may not be wise to fight them on this now. We could wait until after the election.
Mr. President, you need to decide if we're going to continue the pullout or reinstate our advisory policy.
I believe, come November, the voters will see I'm doing the right thing by getting our boys out of there. Let's stick with the pullout plan. Thanks for your time, gentlemen.
Hey, Candy. Okay. Yeah, so this is all going to be the same, basically.
Now
I shouldn't
for the
have clicked
sports
that.
news.
We already said this.
Tragedy was behind the wheel early.
Okay. June 2nd now this time. Interesting. Let's save here. So that definitely had some effect if the day is different. Maybe that means we won't get our ass kicked. With the Civil Rights Bill. Pull out. Oh god. Alright. We did these two, right? This is the call with the ambassador.
Mr. President, Ambassador Reams is on line 2.
Good day, sir. Thank you for taking my call. How's the family?
Let's just be direct. Let's just be direct all the way. See how it goes.
Very well, thanks. But my guess is you have something more weighty to discuss than family.
The reason for my call is your decision to pull out of Vietnam. I'd like you to reconsider, sir.
We'll listen to him, but then we're just not going to hear him out after that.
I'll always listen to reason, Chris. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. The political situation here is chancy at best. Rumors of yet another coup are flying, and I'm afraid your announcement of pulling out has given them wings.
Let's try angry. Why not?
Do you really expect me to make policy decisions based on rumors, Chris?
But, sir, rumor is a standard form of political communication here, much like memos in Washington. And the Vietnamese prefer personal negotiations to institutional talks.
I see your point, Chris. Go on.
Thank you. We've supported this government for 10 years now. I've given them my assurances that our resolve is unshakable. Your decision to pull out jeopardizes 10 years of work and puts me in an untenable position.
All right. I'm happy if you put your resignation on my desk, effective tomorrow morning.
I can't help you, Ambassador.
With all due respect, sir, if we pull out, these people will live the rest of their lives under communist rule. Many will not see the new year.
Wake up, Chris. They're already under communist rule, at least some of them, and they will be no matter what we do.
Mr. Reams, I am well aware of the human costs due to my decision to pull out. I've weighed those costs against the potential in staying. We have little chance of prevailing in Vietnam. My decision stands.
Very well, sir.
Goodbye, Chris.
Oh, we told them who you were to what for. Hey, guys. Yes, Rufus.
Mr. President, there's a situation.
All right, so this is the whole thing with the strike, with the desegregation, de facto desegregation, I think. Okay, so we did. I don't know if the well,
De facto
whatever.
segregation? Haven't we got enough to deal with trying to end state-mandated segregation in the South? Now Negroes have got to complain about unintentional segregation in northern cities?
Arthur, You know as well as I do that you don't need laws to create racial separation. Social and economic conditions can do that for you.
Oh, I missed it.
Just
Damn
think
it.
about it.
I didn't
The
listen to
fact that Negroes can only afford to live in certain parts of the city creates racial imbalance in the schools. That's what de facto segregation is all about. Even without forced segregation, whites and Negroes are isolated from each other.
I'd like to hear more about this boycott.
Well, sir, some people are estimating as many as 200,000 students in Chicago alone may be absent from school for a day. With Boston and Cincinnati added to that, this thing could be huge. I think you should acknowledge this activity by phoning some of the boycott leaders. It's like that supportive phone call you made to Coretta King when Martin Luther King was in jail. That went over like gangbusters in the Negro community.
That's an interesting idea. Fred, Arthur, what do you think?
I think that either you or Bobby should make an appearance in Chicago. Give a speech. Something high profile that we can use to boost your popularity in the northern states. Besides, it would probably help you in the South as well. I'm sure they would be happy to have the spotlight off their racial problems for a while.
I don't think you should get involved at all, Mr. President. This whole thing could become violent, and to be associated with an activity that ended in serious injury to a number of school children seems unwise at best.
I think Fred has a good suggestion. I'd like you to go, Bobby. I can't take the time to go right now. Besides, when it comes to civil rights, people know that whatever you say is what I would say if I were there. Can you take the time to go?
Of course, Mr. President. I'd be happy to go for you. I think that's all we have to discuss.
Good. I'll speak with you later, gentlemen.
I like how Bobby was like, okay. Oh, we did the wires. I don't know if I want to take the time to do that. Yes, we can take a quick look at this, I guess. All right, so we're still ahead in the polls. Doing with that. Right, okay. Still at 12,000. All right. Kill the rest of the day, I guess, whatever. All right, let's just see if we get... yes, House passes rights bill, advocates cheer. Boom. So, as it turns out, yeah, being direct with that congressman was all we needed to do. It was just one choice made all the difference. Wow. Ambassador convinces JFK to halt pullout. What? He didn't convince us of that. What the hell? We said we were pulling out. What the hell? That seems bugged. I did not decide to do that. Important primary in California draws president. What the hell? I hope that's a bug, but it doesn't actually reflect what it's going to happen. I guess we'll see what happens. Weird.
On the lighter side of things, Australians have just unveiled their down-under version of the one-manned rocket. Nicknamed the Australian Pogo Stick, this solo rocket can transport a man up to 100 yards in just 17 seconds. The Pogo Stick is being developed for moving troops quickly through rough terrain. So until tomorrow, good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, good night. June 8th, 1964. So do we have anything left to do on civil rights then if we pass the bill? We'll see. Let's save. And this is day 29. Okay.
Jack, I just heard that you've changed your mind on pulling troops out of Vietnam.
I did not.
I can't believe it. You can't just change your mind like that. Men's lives are at stake.
Oh my god. Did someone see? Did I do that? What the hell? I am angry. What the? Oh my god, we're gonna have to replay this again. Did I mistakenly click on advisory at some point? No, we listened to him both times. Yeah, what the hell? It was because I was angry at him, so the ambassador said something we didn't decide. What the fuck? Well, let's see how he responds.
Don't tell me what I can and cannot do, Bob. I'm doing the right thing.
Bob.
I spoke with Chris Reams the other day, and he made it clear that pulling out was the wrong thing to do.
But Jack, you
Wow.
made a decision. The American people won't vote for a man who changes his mind at the drop of a hat.
So yeah, it does look like our approval rating did go up to 75. So we got to give that a center to that. But now it looks like we got to replay again. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. I don't know. It must have been a bug, or I clicked on something weird. I don't know. Now we have to replay from what, the 27th again? Ugh. Sucks. Yeah, there's way too many bugs with the game. Way too many. This is for the third time we're doing this. I mean, one time it makes sense because I chose the wrong thing, but in this case, I definitely did not choose, or I don't think I chose.
A significant number in Congress.
Ugh. Now we're just like wasted 10 minutes or whatever. And
what are they saying?
They're saying the president's soft on communism and he doesn't have the stomach for an election year fight. It's all partisan rhetoric.
Rhetoric or not, it could hurt us in November. It may not be wise to fight them on this now. We could wait until after the election.
Mr. President, you need to decide if we're going to continue the pullout or reinstate our advisory policy.
Did I select new game? I don't know if I restored this properly. Did I not? I don't think I did. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, exactly, Nico. Just occurred to me. Ugh. Oh my god. This is annoying. Imagine if you just like actually bought this game at retail and had no idea.
Hello, Mr. President.
I would be so pissed. Okay.
A significant number in Congress are not.
And you can also see the audio will bug out too, fairly regularly.
What are they saying?
They're saying the president's soft on communism and he doesn't have the stomach for an election year fight. It's all partisan rhetoric.
Rhetoric or not, it could hurt us in November. It may not be wise to fight them on this now. We could wait until after the election.
What if they
Mr.
force it as
President,
an issue?
you need to decide if we're going to continue the pullout or reinstate our advisory policy.
Pull out, as I said.
I believe, come November, the voters will see I'm doing the right thing by getting our boys out of there. Let's stick with the pullout plan. Thanks for your time, gentlemen.
Mr. President, Congressman Wyatt is here to see you.
Hello, Mr. President. Hello, Ron. Thanks for coming by.
What can I do for you today, sir?
That was pretty friendly.
I'd like you to vote for the Civil Rights Bill next week.
As I'm sure you know, Mr. President, I'm still considering this issue. I agree with your legislation, but I'm not sure that this is the right time to pass it. Our country is in a state of unrest over this issue, and I'd hate to see more violence occur during the enforcement of the bill. It's not an easy decision.
I think it is easy, Ron. This is the right thing to do, and I'm asking you to do it. I think that makes the decision quite easy.
I see your point, Mr. President. Thank you for your advice on this issue. Goodbye.
Goodbye and good riddance. Yeah, the investigating your own assassination attempt thing is honestly kind of bizarre. It's one thing to keep abreast of like what the FBI is up to, but like otherwise it's kind of silly for us to be personally investigating.
Now for the sports news.
All right, so in case we, again, I don't recall us messing this up, but in case we did it say June 2nd? I think it's June 2nd.
Mr. President, Ambassador Reams is on line 2.
So maybe we should have done what we did before, which is like listen
Good
and
day, sir.
be nice to him all the way
Thank you for
through.
taking my call. How's the family?
But then, yeah, we can be nice to him all the way through, but just not grant his request, I guess. Maybe he just ratted us out. Or not ratted us out, but like threw us under the bus or something like that and lied. It was June 4th? Okay, so the date then must be randomly assigned. Seems like it's randomly assigned.
Good, Chris, thank you. I understand you're in the thick of the monsoons. You and Margie staying dry?
Barely, sir. It's hot, wet, and muggy, much like Washington in August, as I recall. But you're a busy man, and I'll get to the point. The reason for my call is your decision to pull out of Vietnam. I'd like you to reconsider, sir.
I'll always listen to reason, Chris. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. The political situation here is chancy at best. Rumors of yet another coup are flying, and I'm afraid your announcement of pulling out has given them wings.
I don't think it's smart to make major policy decisions based on rumors, Chris.
But, sir, rumor is a standard form of political communication here, much like memos in Washington. And the Vietnamese prefer personal negotiations to institutional talks.
Maybe we have to edit it ourselves.
I see your point, Chris. Go on.
Thank you. We've supported this government for 10 years now. I've given them my assurances that our resolve is unshakable. Your decision to pull out jeopardizes 10 years of work and puts me in an untenable position.
I understand. And you believe that if the U.S. remained as advisors, we could avoid exposing the South Vietnamese to reprisals?
I know it, sir. We can stop the communists and support this democratic government. If we pull out, these people will live the rest of their lives under communist rule. Many will not see the new year.
So what do you want me to do?
I'd like you to remain in an advisory capacity in Vietnam. The move would lend credence to the government and Con. Won't you make the commitment, at least until we see if Con will survive?
I made the commitment, no.
No, Chris. I've already made my decision. I won't change my mind now.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. President.
Goodbye, Chris.
Alright, hopefully the same bug does not occur this time.
Mr. President, there's a situation...
Okay, so this is the whole school thing. Ugh. Alright, let's listen for this segregation. See if Arthur Greer says that.
De facto segregation? Haven't we got enough to deal with trying to end state-mandated segregation in the South? Now Negroes have got to complain about unintentional segregation in northern cities?
Seems like he's saying it
Arthur,
okay.
you know as well as I do that you don't need laws to create racial separation. Social and economic conditions can do that for you. Just think about it. The fact that Negroes can only afford to live in certain parts of the city creates racial imbalance in the schools. That's what de facto segregation is all about. Even without forced segregation, whites and Negroes are isolated from each other.
I'd like to hear more about this boycott.
Well, sir, some people are estimating as many as 200,000 students in Chicago alone may be absent from school.
How do we skip
for
the
a day.
conversations?
With Boston
was it all
and Cincinnati added to that, this thing could be huge. I think you should acknowledge this activity by phoning some of the boycott leaders. It's like that supportive phone call you made to Coretta King when Martin Luther King was in jail. That went over like gangbusters in the Negro community.
That's an interesting idea. Fred, Arthur, what do you think?
I think that either you or Bobby should make an appearance in Chicago. Give a speech. Something high profile that we can use to boost your popularity in the northern states. Besides, it would probably help you in the South as well. I'm sure they would be happy to have the spotlight off their racial problems for a while.
I don't think you should get involved at all, Mr. President. This whole thing could become violent, and to be associated with an activity that ended in serious injury to a number of school children seems unwise at best.
You're our Secretary of State. Concentrate on foreign affairs and get out of our domestic education politics. Oh, it was a mistake. All right. No problem.
I think Fred has a good suggestion. I'd like you to go, Bobby.
I can't take the time to go right now. Besides, when it comes to civil rights, people know that whatever you say is what
Probably
I
should
would
just
say
win
if I were there.
ourselves.
Can you take the time to go?
Of course, Mr. President. I'd be happy to go for you.
Probably gonna take some
I
flack.
think that's all we have to discuss.
Good. I'll speak with you later, gentlemen.
All right, now fingers crossed that we're not going to get screwed by the game here. All right, so the rights bill was passed. Okay, good. So this time they're not saying that the ambassador is not throwing us under the bus.
On the lighter side of things, Australians have just unveiled their Down Under.
Yeah, JFK. Okay, so I think we should be all right. Yeah, June 9th, 1965. Oh, I didn't want to do about. I wanted to do save. These invisible menu labels, jeez. Okay, I'm just going to save. I know it says 9th and not 8th, but I'm going to save it as 8th since there was a slot already in there. Just don't want to get confused if we need to restore later. All right, this is day 29 now, I think. Yeah, this was 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll just change it here, though. All right. Fine. Okay, so, Vietnam is 6 now. So I'm curious what this is now. If it already passed, what more do we have to do? We have to worry about implementation. Okay, and our global standing definitely went up 1 too. I know I gave one out for getting approval rating to 75 domestically, but now our superpower rating is at 55, so that's good news. Yeah, I don't think I did, but I could be wrong. All right, we shouldn't neglect the election, so let's do that. We can only choose one of the 3 anyway, so.
Mr. President, poverty has become a topic of debate lately, and I think it's important for you to take a stand on this issue during your campaign.
End meeting. I don't care. I don't care about poverty. It doesn't affect me, so therefore, why should I bother?
All right, Bobby. Give me some details on the issue.
Some people are under the impression that most of the poor citizens of this country are either stupid or lazy. I disagree with that assessment. I think that most of those individuals have not had the same advantages as the rest of us. Do you agree with me?
Oh, yeah, do there, Bobby.
Of course, Bobby.
Well then, don't you think it's incumbent upon the federal government to create opportunities for the poor?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, Bobby. We have got to get this great society underway. Now that I have the opportunity to do it and don't need to rely on LBJ for this. Hi there, Patrick. We did not get elected last time, for I was assassinated this time in Houston.
Yes, I do. Every American citizen deserves the opportunity to develop his talents to the fullest, and it's the federal government's job to help that process along when necessary.
Oops, no, I want to be over here. Election, poverty. Okay.
That's the kind of thing the voting public needs to hear. I'd like to issue a press statement to that effect. Is that acceptable to you, Mr. President?
Sure there, Frederick.
Yes, Fred. I can always use good press coverage. Now, if that's all we have to talk about, we can all get back to work.
Yes, that is all we have to talk about. The path ended. You did see that the path ended us with us getting shot and killed. So I just had to restore and then skip the visit to Houston. All right. So since we have so much time, I guess we'll try to get the wires in now. This is just kind of tedious to do, honestly. Once you do this once, I think they should just let you. Going through all these hoops every time is just annoying. Can't you just send it to our non-existent personal display system? Okay, proposal. Yeah, the Peruvian riot. CIA this time. Karen, I'm beginning to feel that you're avoiding me. What about Friday night? Rob is asking out Karen. I heard that the situation with Berlin is a big issue in Michigan. Do you know anything about that? Situation in Berlin, eh? Checkpoint Charlie? Yeah, there was no ending. We just were able to continue, Pat, on the path we're on right now. We never got to an election. I mean, that's why that thing was like just a legitimate death that we had to just restore from. So we haven't completed a full election cycle yet. All right, so let me just add here wires. Okay. All right, so I guess we're done for the rest of. You know what? We could try going to the FBI. We might have time. I doubt there's anything. Fuck! I shouldn't have done that. No. Yeah. Man, trying to change into those clothes half the time results in a crash. Really annoying. Oh, this game is so borked. Should have taken that into consideration, especially because there's not really much we were intending to do at the FBI anyway. I was just curious.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Oh, now I have to listen to the wires again. God damn it. Did you get too popular? That's a problem. Oh, man. What? Now this... What the hell just happened now? Now it just closed? Or did it? Let's see. Oh man, this game. Okay, we did election right now.
Mr. President,
Poverty. Howdy, Cap. the rest of the world wants to nuke them just because they don't like it being so successful.
All right, Bobby. Give me some details on the issue.
Some people are under the impression that most of the poor citizens of this country are either stupid or lazy. I disagree with that assessment. I think that most of those individuals have not had the same advantages as the rest of us. Do you agree with me?
Of course, Bobby.
Well then, don't you think it's incumbent upon the federal government to create opportunities for the poor?
Yes, I do. Every American citizen deserves the opportunity to develop his talents to the fullest, and it's the federal government's job to help that process along when necessary.
That's the kind of thing the voting public needs to hear. I'd like to issue a press statement to that effect. Is that acceptable to you, Mr. President?
Yes, Fred. I can always use good press coverage. Now, if that's all we have to talk about, we can all get back to work.
Yeah, agreed there. It seems like it gives you the last month of messages, meaning you should probably check in once a month. Oh, and sometimes it like glitches the background here. Alright, this time I'm not going to click. We'll just go. Well, actually, yeah, we'll just end the day. JFK says government should subsidize the poor. Looking strong, JFK tours through Virginia. RFK attends school boycott, public happy. Oh, okay, good. Maybe this will even go up to 80. Who knows? We shall see.
On the lighter side of things, This year's summer beachwear sports several lines of high-fashion swim hats. Some of the favorites modeled at this resort include the Capri, the Piadora, and the Playtex Beach Bonnet, which dries in seconds.
Hooray for beach bonnets.
This is what happened in sports today. With victories in the first 2 Triple Crown races, bets were on Northern Dancer to win the 3rd jewel in the crown. But there was to be no crown sweep at the Belmont Stakes, as Quadrangle beat the favored Northern Dancer.
Oh, Quadrangle.
That's all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
Good night there, whatever your name is, news anchor. What date did it say it was? Oh, June 18th.
Mr. President.
All right, hold your horses there, Ron. We must save our game. And pause here for some boys. And this should be day 30. Give out Cedric here. That's right, that Hashburger. We are playing as JFK. Alright, so next, 3 thoughts for the day the world broke. News out of Ryanburger Adventureland, 11th hour to R45. And Nico, 3 slots for Kuala Lumpur. Move 6 ahead of Blue Force. Nico also 3 guns for Flight of the Amazon Queen. It's up to 10 now. Trying to chase down Burn Cycle. Alright, last call for buys. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a quick bio break, and then buys will remain open. Be right back.
It's Wayne's World! Wayne's World! Party time! Excellent! All right! Excellent! We're not mental or anything, so don't be afraid. My name is Wayne, and this is Garth. Wayne! Okay. Yeah. Knock. Are you mental? Get the net! It might happen. Yeah, and monkeys might fly out of my butt.
All right, I'll rescue from that. Okay, I don't think we had any other buys, right? We did not. All right. You guys aren't excited for Wayne's World? How can you not be excited for Wayne's World? Okay. Yeah, all those every time you all those gameplay footage that you see, or in some cases trailers, those are all like, think of them as like ads for upcoming games. So it may you're like, oh, that looks really neat, I want to see that game, and then all of a sudden you support it. That's the idea. Don't have a cow, man. All right, so what are we? June 18th. All right, let's resume our timer.
Mr. President, I need you to work out your campaign travel itinerary. We need to plan through to the Democratic Convention, which is in Atlantic City at the end of August.
Ah, we have to do this again? Okay. Kind of don't like doing this. Okay, New York, they said about United Nations. We haven't done that yet, so I guess we'll do that. Even though, again, that doesn't seem like a topic most voters would care about. But all right. Well, good is in the eye of the beholder, right, Cav? In the eye of the beholder. All right. Wisconsin liked agriculture. Iowa probably likes agriculture too, I would guess. Is this Washington State? Probably. Michigan, Indiana, Pennsylvania. Why don't we do, let's see, we don't have any much in the way of southern, oh no, we do have Georgia. Okay, that could be states' rights. Rest of these are mostly Midwest states. We want some Arizona. If they're running Goldwater, we're probably not going to get much of a shot at Arizona, so I would rather not do, maybe we'll do tax reform. They might be sympathetic to that, who knows. We need to get some fundraisers in here, though. Let's do a fundraiser in Pennsylvania. Yeah, let's do one in Michigan, too, and also, I guess, Minnesota. And then, you know what? Let's throw in one about world peace. Why not? Indiana, we'll do... Cuba? You talking about Cuba? I am talking about Cuba. Kind of want a civil rights one in there, but no, we already got the legislation passed, so we probably don't need to underscore that anymore. Let's do national defense. Why not? All right. Seems like a good mix. Yeah, he got better. You know, again. Too soon. All right, we're done. I'm finished
Okay,
there.
Ross. Now I'm booked
Ross.
through until the convention. It's Atlantic City or bust.
Atlantic City, here we come. Have a good day, sir.
You too there, Ross. It looks like we're just about to hit 80% approval rating. This would be unprecedented for any modern president. Does not look as if we are going to have time for additional activities on this day. So as election itinerary, we've got to at the next day move on to other issues. President visits with residents of Tennessee. UK's Queen Elizabeth celebrates her 38th birthday, and an airplane crash in Las Vegas kills 5.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here's tonight's top story. On the international news front, the United Nations Security Council convened today in an emergency session. With Turkey and Greece on the brink of a full-fledged war, the UN Council sent both governments a direct appeal for an immediate ceasefire. U.S. Representative Stevenson issued a warning that all hostilities must be stopped, and the resolution passed 9-1. So until tomorrow, good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night. June 26th. All right, should we do... yeah, I'm wondering what's left... I'm curious what's left to be done on civil rights. Very curious. All right, looks like election. I guess we've caught up with whatever election stuff we had to do. Cool. All right, so let's try civil rights. Yeah, I'm curious what left. I actually might restore, but I'm wondering, like, yeah, what is there to be done here?
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all well.
There's
What's
no,
on
like,
the agenda today?
There's no discussion that we hey, we got the bill
Mr.
passed.
President. Having won in the House of Representatives, the bill is now in the Senate.
Oh.
And, as you know, the first
Right.
hurdle there is for the Senate to agree to make the bill its pending business, which calls it up for formal debate.
Right.
That pending business vote is coming up soon, and it looks like it's going to be a close one.
He's
All right.
right about that, Mr. President.
We got it passed in the House,
There's a
but not
block
the
of
Senate.
19 Southern senators who are fiercely opposed to this bill, and they've been stalling the pending business vote. In addition to the Southern bloc, there are other segregationists in the Senate, and some senators just haven't made up their minds yet. This is going to be tough.
I agree with you there, Paul. Even though I continue to be confused why my defense secretary is so involved in discussing civil rights legislation.
Do you have any recommendations for people that I should speak with?
Mr. President, you should speak with Victor Forbes. He's for this bill, and I believe he can persuade other senators to vote your way. Josephine Edwards is also for this bill, and she's much more powerful than Forbes. She's the senator you should speak with, Mr. President.
Why don't you speak with Matthew Reynolds? He's undecided right now, but I think you could persuade him to vote your way. And he could bring some of the other undecided votes with him.
I like this undecided approach. We will, excuse me. We will use the office of the presidency to compel him and bend him to our will. Reynolds it is.
I'll speak with Senator Reynolds. Can you set that up for me, Fred?
Of course, Mr. President.
And transmission.
Thank you, Fred. This meeting is adjourned, gentlemen. Thank you for your time.
All Alright, so we have half the day, but that's not... Oh, right, there's only 4 hours left. I'm still wondering what we're supposed to do with the rest of this time. I guess we'll try the wires again. Oh, you know, I want to check the poll numbers too, because I'm curious. When do we win the primaries? It's almost July, for God's sakes. Oh, you know what? I bet it's not until the actual convention. I mean, I know that's when it becomes official, but usually the delegate count is pretty well settled by the convention. Although I guess it wasn't as true back in the day. That's true. That's true. Okay. What are we doing, Justice? I need you to work late tonight. I've got a report I need typed up. Thanks. Okay, Glaudel and Linden. These are the guys that were involved in the assassination, we think. I'm trying to set up a meeting with Chickardelli. I'll keep you posted. Ooh. Chickardelli, okay. So, where's our list of people here? Linden trying to set up a meeting. I think Chickardelli is one of the mob figures. So that's good. That's the meeting we probably want to surveil personally. So we probably should check the wires the next game day. Did I don't think I advanced this and gave out a Cedric, because isn't this day 31? I think it is. Sorry. It's easy to keep track of this. Yeah, it is the days of Dixiecrats, that's right. The segregationist bloc in the Senate. I heard the situation... Oh, not yet, we already saw this one. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's check our poll numbers. I'm curious whether those... if we have a new poll in. At all. Have to wait for this door to close for us to get back to our desk. Alright, there we go. Aha, yeah, we pulled up 65 to 28. So we should win the primary at least fairly easily. Got our travel itinerary in place. I imagine like the next week we're going to be able to like augment our finances a bit. For the next... Well, actually, this budget takes us up to, to just a month short of Election Day, I guess. Alright. Yeah, I guess we're done for the day. No, well, it's just that there wasn't enough time left in the day core. These numbers represent how much time it takes to do each one, and they're only 8 hours in a day, or in a week. Hey, Gow? Which resolution? Oh, really? Oh, about Turkey and Greece? Kennedy's fundraiser in Minnesota not successful. Uh-oh. Minnesotans don't care for us too much. FTC says cigarettes must carry warnings. Phillies' Jim Bunning pitches a perfect game. Hopefully we have enough money.
Good evening. In our top story, interceptors, fighter aircraft, and other air squadrons are being transferred from the U.S. to advanced Pacific bases in continued precautionary training. As always, political differences faded at home, and leaders of both parties united behind President Kennedy's preparedness and commitment to world peace.
World peace hype?
And now for our final story. Sergeant Alvin York died today, a hero from Tennessee who remained a modest man to the end of his 76 years. York was the first common soldier to become a national hero, receiving the Congressional Medal of Honor and 50 other decorations. He became a legend in his own time by wiping out an entire German machine gun battalion of 160 men by himself. That's all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
Must have been World War I. He was 76. All right, let's go head up. All right, July 2nd. Are we going to celebrate Independence Day? All right, save. Okay, so this should be day 32 now. Okay. Alright, oh, we might have time to do both here, perhaps. Alright, checking with the civil rights with the discussion. Probably with, what's his name, Reynolds.
Senator Reynolds is on line 2, Mr. President.
Alright, so remember from before, the way to get the undecided seems to be more direct, so we'll try that. That'll be our first approach at least.
Hello, Matt. This is Jack Kennedy.
Hello, Mr. President. What can I do for you?
Hello again, Echo.
Matt, I know that you've been studying the Civil Rights Bill, and I hope that, as a result of that studying, you've decided to vote to make the bill the Senate's pending business.
Well, Mr. President, I have given this bill a great deal of consideration, and I feel the need to continue that consideration process. I know that you're anxious to have this bill made into law, but I can't say that I'm convinced that this is the solution to our country's racial problems.
Oh, it is. It is. Don't you worry. I don't know whether I'm going to be angry with him. He seems on the fence, though. I'd rather be direct rather than angry. All right, let's see what his reaction is. We get angry. Stir up the pot a bit. I mean, look, our domestic approval rating is 75, so it's not in his political interest to, you know, give us a hard time, I think.
There's no sense considering a bill that isn't even your pending business, Matt. I'm not asking you about your final voting decision. I just want you to keep your options open.
I'll take that under advisement, sir. Thank you for the call. Goodbye.
Yeah, a little unclear. It could be mixed. What? We should have 6 hours to do this. Oh, come on. We don't have enough time for Vietnam. What the heck? All right, well, we do want to do the wires, right? These wires were last time too. Okay. What? Yeah, please no. Please no, guys. Ashburger. Alright, let's go in here. Alright, let's see if we can get a beat on that when that meeting's taking place. I think we saw the first 2 messages, right? Yeah, so it should be number 3. Would it be okay if I took my vacation? Cover the vacation. Okay, 4. We're approving vacations? Come on, guys. Come on. What about the meeting with Chicardelli? Was I supposed to... Maybe I was supposed to... the meeting was going to happen, just head out to those places. But how would we have known where the what location it was taking place? Annoying. Oh, nothing new. Alright. Okay, I'm too nervous to even click on that thing because it's going to create a game crash, so yeah, let's just call it. Yoger's happy with the president's UN speech. Alright, well, that's good. Harvard Law School's Roscoe Pound has died. Police used tear gas on Negro protesters.
And for what's happening in Vietnam, every day more and more Americans become aware
Oh, should I not be?
Vietnamese struggle. Here, American helicopters transport South Vietnamese troops into new strategic locations as part of a new strategy against communist aggression. So until tomorrow, good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. All right, let me just make note of this. So this is C.R. Reynolds' phone call, and we were ultimately like angry. Yeah, angry, and then we also switched the wires. All right. So we'll probably have to do Vietnam next time. July 6th. Okay.
Sir, we have intelligence on the coup in Saigon.
Why would I be angry about that if there's intelligence, all right? What intelligence is it?
Well, it's not like it was expected. Did Min survive?
Wait, what? Wait, what was the news? I thought you said we had intelligence on something in Saigon. Was it on a coup or something?
Yes, sir. Apparently the takeover was bloodless. We understand he may be appointed titular leader under Khan.
And what about Khan? Has he made any overtures to the communists?
Not that we know of, sir. In fact, in a radio broadcast this morning, Khan explained the purge as necessary because Min's junta failed to make progress against the communists.
Okay, so there's like infighting going on in South Vietnam?
Well, that's positive. So where are we now?
We're still working toward a pullout, and the coup lends credence to that decision. This morning, Chris Reams said that he believed the political situation should stabilize with Khan.
Nice. That's good. Did Reams know what? Let's just continue. This seems like maybe we're stirring the pot about the ambassador, which I don't really want to do, I don't think.
If we can keep Congress from throwing fits, we might be able to write it out.
The question is, sir, do we support the new regime or do nothing?
I don't know if we have enough information to make a decision here. I want to. I think doing nothing would be in keeping with our general policy of trying to disengage from the situation.
Khan has only proved that he can take over. We don't know that he can govern. Let's give him a few days or a week and see what happens.
Very well, sir.
And discussion.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay. So this was Vietnam. Do nothing. Oh, good. Great. So we do have time for civil rights.
Great news, Mr. President. The
Yes?
Senate has made the civil rights bill its pending business.
Nice.
Congratulations, sir.
Well, thank you there, Jennifer. We were able to convince Reynolds on the telephone not to do anything. That's good news to hear that. It looks like it's going to, Senate will at least address the issue. My concern is that we're going to have to get it out of committee again to get another vote on the floor.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome, sir. Well, I'll let you enjoy your victory in peace. Goodbye.
Are you suggesting, Jennifer, that you do not bring us peace? President seeks voters in Arizona cities. We were campaigning there. We were silent on the new Saigon regime, and the avalanche in French Alps killed 14 people. Let's watch some TV.
On the lighter side of things, models arrived in Rome with a femme fashion cargo that is aimed at accenting the new fall blouse styles. When asked about the princess of Italian fashions, one new model said that her blouses have the feel and fit of an expensive shirt at pizza prices.
Pizza.
That's all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
And Night Queen Zero, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. I can't even see the dates anymore. Okay, July 18th.
It looks like the Republic...
All right, save as. And it looks as if we're going to have another election discussion. Okay, save. Week 34, give out the Cedric, and return. We haven't done much with the assassination, though. I think Aardvark said we couldn't do anything until after the Democratic Convention.
It looks like the Republican candidate... It looks like the Republican candidate for president is officially James Decker. He's been nominated by the Republicans at their convention in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah?
I can't believe they're actually supporting that guy as a candidate.
I know what you mean, Fred. Decker's views are so conservative, he alienates a lot of people in his own party. But I guess the Republican Party is falling prey to extremism.
Talk about extremism. At the Republican convention, they couldn't even pass a measure denouncing the John Birch Society. That's one of the most fanatical right-wing organizations I can think of, and they support it. Next time, they'll probably have the KKK give the nominating speech.
Oh.
Could you just imagine that?
Sadly, I can, given what took place. Let's comment.
This all works in our favor. Defeating Decker will be easy. All the racists can vote for him, and everybody else can vote for me.
That's right. We just have to get past the Democratic Convention. Then you should have this election in the bag.
I wish it were that simple, Fred, but it rarely is.
I hope so. Thanks for the update, everyone. I'll speak with you later.
Do we have time for anything else? It appears we do not, so we are going to have to check the wires. Oh man, alright. I suppose that's good news though, so I mean we're well ahead in our nominating. I mean look, our approval rating is about to hit 80, so unprecedented. Alright, mail, justice. Alright, 3. Okay, Lyndon. You want to play basketball next Saturday afternoon? Oh, this is very important. Okay, Glaudel is contacting Lyndon. So it's on with the chick. Meet me at 7 o'clock tonight. The address is 20 Willow Drive in Bethesda. Oh shit. And that happened on the 8th. Oh, but we were last on the 6th, so I would not have even had an opportunity to check to do anything, man. That sucks. I guess we could check to see if there is a new address that we could go to. Probably not. Nothing on the CIA wires. All right. Man, I'm a little bit nervous here because, as we know, like half the time this crashes. So this is taking a very. I'm actually going to zoom in here first. Kind of very risky. Hope it doesn't crash. Ooh, didn't crash. Thank God. All right, so get our new clothes. We're going undercover. And then what was it? 350. Oh wait, yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Come up here. Yeah, I know. They're more worried about the convention than the actual general election. That is kind of silly, isn't it?
Where can I take you?
Yeah, well, hell, oh, we can go to Willow Drive. Look at this. Now, the problem here is that we're 10 days too late.
2019 Willow Drive in Bethesda.
No problem.
So it's a what does that say? Pamcha's? Wait, Pamela's Bridal and Tuxedo Shop. Well, hello there, Pamela.
Hello, I'm Pamela. Can I help you?
Oh, well, yes, you can. Well, hello there, Pamela. I would like to ask you a question.
Yes. Have you had any customers by the name of Lyndon or Glaudel?
Yes. Those gentlemen were in to rent tuxedos. They got really nice ones. Single-breasted black tie. Very classic.
Do you know what they needed them for?
I think they were going to a dinner. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they had dates. They kept mentioning a chick or chicks or something like that.
Yeah, chicks, you say? Are there any of them still available for me?
Did they mention a camel at all?
A camel? That actually sounds familiar. Yes, they were talking about coming up with another plan because the camel was a failure. I figure they're going to visit the pyramids or something.
Very interesting, but we know that's actually Frank Finn.
Did they mention what the other plan was?
The Tin Man?
No, they just kept saying they had better think of something quick.
Indeed. Well, thank you, Pamela, for this trip down memory lane.
Thanks for the information.
By the way,
Goodbye.
are you what are you doing next Saturday?
Where to, Mac?
Don't call me Mac. We're going to the White House.
The White House.
No problem.
Oh, it's always a problem. Whoa. Oh, look at this. We never came back here to see us re-enter the building. just easier to do it this way. The newspaper, Republicans nominate Decker at convention. Iowans like Kennedy's agricultural views. Look at this. Britain's mail strike causes postal chaos. And, oh, right.
And now for celebrities in the news.
Yeah, that's right, Corey.
Beatlemania continues spreading throughout America as thousands of screaming teenagers greet the quartet as they arrive at New York's Idlewild Airport. The band is so popular that New York City cops are obligated to protect them from crowds of fans outside their New York hotel. The new Beatles hero worship is reminiscent of the heydays of Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley. The Beatles grossed more than $17 million last year alone. So until tomorrow, good night, ladies and gentlemen.
And good luck. All right, so we went to Bethesda Dress Shop. All right, so we got more information on, well, it just more is confirmation that Lyndon and Glaudel are wrapped up in the assassination plot, but we still don't have, like, enough of their motives or anything. July 20th. Okay. All right. So no election. We can do civil rights or Vietnam. We did more on Vietnam recently, so let's do the civil rights. Start meeting.
Hello, everyone. What's the latest?
Well, Mr. President, the Southern Bloc of Senators is using delaying tactics on the civil rights legislation. They've started making long-winded speeches about everything under the sun. I'm not worried, though. This filibuster won't last. They're just trying to make a point. I think they'll talk themselves out.
I don't know about that, Bobby. Those senators seem pretty serious about using their right of unlimited debate to keep this legislation from ever getting voted on. Mr. President, you might want to nip this in the bud by speaking with some influential senators. How do you feel about this filibuster?
Let's do it. Anything that prevents us from prevailing here is of concern to me.
I'm rather concerned about it. Walter, who do you suggest I speak with?
I think you should speak with Josephine Edwards or Victor Forbes. They're both behind this bill 100%, and I think either one of them could help move this filibuster along.
Why don't you speak with Wade Jackson, the senator from Utah? I know that he's not in favor of this bill, but I heard that he's sure it's going to fail when Senate votes on it. Why not encourage him to speed the process by helping to end the filibuster? The two of you have opposite goals, but it seems to me they'd both be served by ending the debate. Who would you like to speak with, Mr. President?
It's an interesting idea there, Paul, and in fact, I'm leaning towards it. Speaking with Edwards and Forbes is like preaching to the choir. How is that going to end the filibuster?
I'll speak with Senator Jackson.
I'll set that up for you, Mr. President.
End the meeting.
Thank you, Fred. That will be all, gentlemen.
See ya, filibuster. We went with Jackson. All right, no time left in the day for Vietnam. We could be looking at our poll numbers here. Yeah, I suppose so. Yes, holding steady there. All right, let's check the wires. Are there any more meetings being held? Just one more. Sarah, I joined Weight Watchers last month, and so far I've lost 9 pounds. I can't believe it. Those group meetings really help. Alright, nothing else of interest. Everything's been very quiet on the CIA front. What's going on there? Nothing, yeah, what the hell? CIA's gone dark. Huh. Yeah, very interesting. President continues campaign in Georgia. All right, doesn't really say if they were sympathetic to our whatever. Chancellor of Germany will not visit USSR. Negro plumber enters union. Whites strike.
Now for today's headline story.
Yes.
The Mediterranean island of Malta became an independent nation after 165 years of British rule. Welcoming Malta into the British Commonwealth, Prince Philip turned the constitutional articles over to Prime Minister Olivier. Malta, which has been a strategic military base since the Phoenicians ruled 35 centuries ago, will now fly a flag of its own for the first time.
Well, congratulations there, Malta.
That's all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
I'm sure they're celebrating in Valletta. July 29th. Week 35. You've been waiting to hit 80 on the approval rating, but we haven't managed it quite yet. All right. Oh, can we fit in both Vietnam and civil rights? Probably not. This is probably the discussion. Let's do Vietnam first.
Good to see you, Mr. President. Let me get right to the point. As you know, we have been assisting the South Vietnamese in surgical strikes against the North.
What? Why? We're supposed to be pulling out. Let's ask a question.
Are these the operations I approved under COVID Ops Plan 34A?
Yes, sir, and we need your approval for an upcoming operation. We are planning to hit radar installations on a series of islands off the North Vietnamese coast in the Tonkin Gulf.
Oh my god, the Gulf of Tonkin? This did not go well. I don't understand. This is not consistent, though, with with our desire to pull out.
Who would be involved, Jim, and for what purpose?
The operation would serve two purposes. First, if the South Vietnamese patrol boats are detected as they approach the island, they will activate the station's radar and sonar, allowing our destroyers in the Gulf to study their electronic signatures. If they are not detected and the operation succeed, we should be able to take out a few of the stations.
This is a South Vietnamese operation?
Yes, sir. South Vietnamese commandos trained by Navy SEALs. 2 U.S. advisors will accompany the mission.
What are the risks, Jim?
It's possible, but unlikely, that the operation would fail. We could lose the team and the advisors in a worst-case scenario.
Do we want to approve or reject this? It seems like low stakes, but also kind of risky with the potential for a big public flare-up. That said, we have not gone out much of a limb with Vietnam, and perhaps it's something we should try. Let's try approving.
Very well. Go ahead, Jim. I want to report on the mission as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir. I'll keep you informed.
Good. We have time for the conversation with Jackson, Wade Jackson.
I have Senator Jackson on line 1, Mr. President.
We'll be friendly with him. We don't have, he's not going to come to our side here, but perhaps we can work with him to get a vote on this issue.
Wade, it's Jack Kennedy.
Hello, Mr. President. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm a little concerned about the apparent filibustering that's going on in the Senate, Wade, and I was wondering if we might be able to discuss a solution.
There's very little to discuss, Mr. President. We're merely exercising our right to debate.
Give me a break, Wade. We all know that you're trying to kill this bill, and I'm not going to stand for it.
What?
Really? It seems to me that the last time I checked, you were no longer a member of the Senate. So if you don't mind, why don't you stay focused on doing your job and let me do mine? Goodbye, Mr. President.
I was supposed to be angry, isn't? Oh God! I didn't want him to say I don't want you to kill the bill. Oh God! Now we have to restore. I wanted to tell him. I thought he was gonna say he was gonna be angry about the situation, angry at Wade, and say, "Look, you want the bill to fail. I want the bill to succeed. Let's work together to force the winner on the topic." Man, see, that's why some of these choices are like very misleading. Man. It might have happened once or
Mr.
twice
President.
after I finished streaming or talking to my wife. That's why, like, since the first stream, I've eased back the pedal. I'm not in full JFK mode because yes, it was overtaking my my personality. I should end the call first.
Good to see you, Mr. President. Let me get right to the point. As you know, we have been assisting the South
Dude, I
Vietnamese
didn't
in
mean to
surgical
choose
strikes
this.
against the North.
Are these the operations I approved under COVID Ops Plan 34A?
Yes, sir, and we need your approval for an upcoming operation. We are planning to hit radar installations on a series of islands off the North Vietnamese coast in the Tonkin Gulf.
Who would be involved, Jim, and for what purpose?
The operation would serve two purposes. First, if the South Vietnamese patrol boats are detected as they approach the island, they will activate the station's radar and sonar, allowing our destroyers in the Gulf to study their electronic signatures. If they are not detected and the operation succeed, we should be able to take out a few of the stations.
I'm actually having second thoughts about this because it doesn't seem like there's a high payoff to this mission. But anyway, we'll stick with our firmer choice.
This is a South Vietnamese operation?
Yes, sir. South Vietnamese commandos trained by Navy SEALs. 2 U.S. advisors will accompany the mission.
What are the risks, Jim?
It's possible, but unlikely, that the operation would fail. We could lose the team and the advisors in a worst-case scenario.
Very well. Go ahead, Jim. I want to report on the mission as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir. I'll keep you informed.
I have Senator Jackson on line 1, Mr. President.
Wade, this is Jack Kennedy.
Hello, Mr. President. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Yeah, let's try being direct this time.
I'd like to discuss the filibuster over the Civil Rights Bill.
There's very little to discuss, Mr. President. We're merely exercising our right to debate.
I understand completely, Wade, but I'd just like to know if you plan to end the debate at any time in the near future.
Mr. President, the debate will end when all that needs to be said has been said. As a former member of the Senate, I would imagine that you can appreciate the necessity of thorough deliberation on such an important issue.
Oh man, all right. Well, at least this got us one choice more. I guess the guy's not going to be angry. He's not going to work with him, I guess, so we'll be calm.
Of course I do, Wade. I just hate to see this deliberation extend beyond all reasonable limits.
As I've said, Mr. President, the debate will end when all that needs to be said has been said.
Ugh, Jiminy.
Now, with respect to this conversation, I believe everything has been said.
Oh.
Goodbye, Mr. President.
Wow. All right, so we have one more tree to attempt. Yeah, so yeah, some of this is just
Hello,
it definitely
Mr.
seems
President.
like it's definitely trial and error, which is unfortunate.
I have Senator Jackson on line 1, Mr. President.
Wade, this is Jack Kennedy.
Hello, Mr. President. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'd like to discuss the filibuster over the Civil Rights Bill.
There's very little to discuss, Mr. President. We're merely exercising our right to debate.
I understand completely, Wade, but I'd just like to know if you plan to end the debate at any time in the near future.
Mr. President, the debate will end when all that needs to be said has been said. As a former member of the Senate, I would imagine that you can appreciate the necessity of thorough deliberation on such an important issue.
Give me a break, Wade. We all know that you're trying to kill this bill, and I'm not going to stand for it.
Oh, really? It seems to me that the last time I checked, you were no
All right,
longer a
so
member
clearly
of the
Jackson was not the right person
If you
for
don't
this.
mind, why don't you stay focused on doing your job and let me do mine?
All right, so let's see if the bill is killed, then we're going to have to restore even earlier. Let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead, just because I want to see if the bill is killed or not. Filibuster continues rights advocates ANSI. Yeah. I've found guilty for misuse of funds. President travels to Washington State for votes. All right, so we're gonna have to go back to when the 20th. We have to choose someone other than Jackson. Well, that's annoying. Why? Didn't seem like there was any way to get through to him.
Hello, Mr. President.
That's tough without knowing. You're just going off of like one or two lines from these cabinet members.
Well, Mr. President, the Southern Bloc of Senators is using delaying tactics on the civil rights legislation. They've started making long-winded speeches about everything under the sun. I'm not worried, though. This filibuster won't last. They're just trying to make a point. I think they'll talk themselves out.
I don't know about that, Bobby. Those senators seem pretty serious about using their right of unlimited debate to keep this legislation from ever getting voted on. Mr. President, you might want to nip this in the bud by speaking with some influential senators. How do you feel about this filibuster?
I'm rather concerned about it. Walter, who do you suggest I speak with?
I think you should speak with Josephine Edwards or Victor Forbes. They're both behind this bill 100%, and I think either one of them could help move this filibuster along.
Why don't you speak with Wade Jackson, the senator from Utah? I know that he's not in favor of this bill, but I heard that he's sure it's going to fail when Senate votes on it. Why not encourage him to speed the process by helping to end the filibuster? The two of you have opposite goals, but it seems to me they'd both be served by ending the debate.
That's what I understand.
Who would you like to speak with, Mr. President?
We chose Jackson for his line of thinking, but then on the telephone, Kennedy didn't even adopt that line of logic. We never made that point, and there was seemingly no way to make that point. That I know we're agreeing to disagree, but at least we can get the outcome sooner by ending the filibuster. All right, Edwards and Forbes. I think Forbes is younger, not as influential as Edwards, so I'm going to go Edwards.
I'll speak with Senator Edwards.
I'll set that up for you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Fred. That will be all, gentlemen.
I don't think there was anything on the wires, to be honest. I don't know whether that's worth checking, therefore. So yeah, we'll just wait another week. Okay. And...
Now for today's headline story. On the international news front, the tiny Mediterranean...
Oh, now this is August 1st. Okay. Okay, let's save. Should have our convention coming up soon, you would think. All right, let's try this now, the phone call.
Mr. President,
yeah,
Senator
unfortunately.
Edwards is here to see you.
Oh, in-person meeting. How about this? Good.
Hello, Mr. President. It's nice to see you.
And you as well, Josephine.
It's always a pleasure to see you, Josephine. How's George? I heard he had to have an operation on his knee.
Yes, he did. An old football injury. Anyway, he's doing just fine now. I'll tell him that you asked about him.
It's always good to chit-chat with you there, Josephine.
Tell him I know all about football injuries. I hope he's taking it easy.
A little too easy, I think. He's begun to enjoy being waited on a little too much. Well, enough about George. Is there something I can do for you, Mr. President?
There are many things there, Josephine.
Josephine, the reason that I asked you to come by today is that I'm concerned about this filibuster. Is there anything you can do to move this thing along?
I understand you're concerned, sir, and of course I want to help you in any way I can, but I think these senators will tire themselves out, don't you?
Clearly not, Josephine. That's why we asked you down here.
I'm afraid I don't, Josephine. These guys are capable of extreme tactics. I think that if they get this filibuster going too long, it will only gain momentum. I'd like you to intervene.
As you know, Mr. President, if even one senator feels like filibustering, he can do so effectively. So I'm not exactly sure what I can do, but I'll try my best.
All right, yeah, maybe this is an area where you are supposed to do nothing. It could be the case. Poor Troy. 1964 there, Pat. Get it right.
That's all I can ask. Thanks, Josephine. Have a good day.
That's always a stupid one in the
Goodbye,
House.
Mr. President.
We were trying to drum up enough votes in the House, and it was like, we can only call one congressman. I'm like, what kind of policy is this?
Good to see you, Mr. President. And let me get right to the point. As you know, we have been assisting the South Vietnamese in surgical strikes against the North.
Meeting. Okay. What if we just continue? Let's just see.
Yes, and we have been successful in keeping news of these operations out of the media. It's important for that to continue.
I see no problem with that, sir. If I may continue, we need your approval for an upcoming operation. We're planning to hit communist radar installations on a series of islands off the North Vietnamese coast in the Tonkin Gulf.
Who would be involved, Jim, and for what purpose?
The operation would serve two purposes. First, if the South Vietnamese patrol boats are detected as they approach the island, they will activate the station's radar and sonar, allowing our destroyers in the Gulf to study their electronic signatures. If they are not detected and the operation succeed, we should be able to take out a few of the stations.
So, succeed or not, the operation has military benefits.
That's correct, sir.
Very well. Go ahead, Jim. I want to report on the mission as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir. I'll keep you informed.
Yeah, that could very well easily fail, but we'll find out. All right, let's. I'm curious if we go to Jennifer Tate's desk when there would be anything. Wasn't she in one of these rooms? I don't know, Casey. Yeah, here's Jennifer Tate. But we can't open up her. No, we can't do anything. All right. President travels to Washington State for votes. Hoffa found guilty. Ranger 7 launched on 68-hour trip to moon.
Now for the sports news. The track and field trials to pick an Olympic team project a bright future for U.S. athletes in Tokyo. Bob Hayes tied the American 100-meter dash record, and Ralph Boston set a new broad jump world record of 27 feet 4 1/4 inches. These are just a couple of the young American amateur athletes that will be digging for gold in Tokyo.
Seems like more
That's
than
all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
Seems like more than half the news items on TV are sports related. Kind of interesting. All right, August 6th. All right, hopefully, we're probably gonna have to go back to the Senate. I doubt it's gonna work out, but we'll see. We will see. Here we go. Okay, hopefully we can do both too.
Mr. President, Senator Louis Quigley is here to see you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, God. That would be awesome. Louis Quigley, who's this?
Hello, Mr. President. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Well, hello.
How's your lovely wife?
Oh, just fine there, Quigster.
She's as wonderful as ever, Louis. Thank you for asking. How's your golf game these days?
Well, I can't complain, Mr. President, but I can't brag about it either.
No, you cannot.
I know exactly how you feel, Louis.
Mr. President, if I may come to the reason that I am here today,
no, you may
I'd
not.
like to discuss the so-called civil rights movement. As you can imagine, those of us from Alabama are less than anxious to have this legislation passed.
Yeah, I understand that, Quigster, but there ain't no way I'm backing down now. Still, I would like it to come to a vote, so I'll be diplomatic for the moment.
I understand how you feel, Louis. However, there are a great many people who feel that the time has come for this bill.
Well, the time may have come, but Southern traditions and values have not changed. I'm sure you are aware that this bill will affect a great many people, white and colored, in ways that they will not like, in ways that they are not comfortable with. A colored boy needs to understand his place in society the same way a white man needs to. People are happier when boundaries are clear. Don't you agree?
No, I do not there, Quigster. How dare you besmirch the good name of my people?
I'm afraid I don't, Louis. I can't condone the judging of a man by the color of his skin. That is too great an injustice to continue, just for tradition's sake.
Well, you may scoff at traditions, my good man, but there are a great many American citizens who appreciate the value of traditions. And I'm afraid that will become quite clear when the Senate votes on your little bill. You'd better be sure of your convictions, Mr. President, because this fight will not be an easy one.
Good day to you, Quickstaff. I will not be spoken to that way in the Oval.
Thank you for that prediction, Lewis. And by the way, I'm damn sure of my convictions. Goodbye, Lewis.
Good day, Mr. President.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Sir, I have the report on that covert radar installation raid in the Tonkin Gulf you approved.
Yes there, Jim.
Go ahead, Jim.
The South Vietnamese patrol boats were detected by radar approaching the island, sir. We couldn't get close enough to land the commandos carrying the explosives.
That's damn unfortunate there. Any success, though, with the radar signatures?
You told me if that happened, our carriers would be able to collect information on the radar installations. Did they?
Yes, they did. And we're a bit smarter now about how they use radar.
That's good, I suppose. Any casualties?
Any casualties?
None, sir, and no loss of equipment.
Okay, what about the, I don't have the opportunity to ask about media, I see.
Good. Thanks for the report.
Oh, okay. Vietnam meeting, alright. So we're good for the day? Okay. I should check the wires. Yeah, hopefully we'll have time tomorrow, next time. Michigan shows JFK financial support, alright. Quigley meets with JFK. How is that a front page headline? Really? How would they know about that? All right, Ranger 7 transmits. I guess he leaked it to the press. Transmits close-up moon photos. Hey, Arsh. I'll have to sneeze.
Good evening. In our top story, the success of this week's Ranger 7 mission carried the U.S. across new thresholds in space, bringing a landing on the moon even closer. Launched from Cape Canaveral with one of the smoothest takeoffs on record, the Ranger made the 3-day, 240,000-mile trip without a hitch. As designed, Ranger 7 sent back more than 4,000 detailed lunar photographs for scientists to study. And now for celebrities in the news. Sir Winston Churchill officially announced his retirement today, stating that he won't stand for re-election this fall. With a career that spanned 3 major wars, Churchill was the major architect of victory in the defeat of Hitlerism. Churchill, in somewhat frail health, made his last appearance in the House of Commons. He will celebrate his 90th birthday in a couple of months. That's all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
Yeah, very distinguished career, to be sure. August 11th. Okay, 5 and 3. Oh yeah, we may not be able to fit both of them in. I guess we'll see. Let's start with here. This is the riskier one, is the civil rights at the moment. Oh wow, our
Mr. President, there's been an incident.
Whoa, yeah, we went down 5 points because of the angry meeting with Quigley? Really? Oh, come on.
Mr. President, there's been an incident in Alabama that I'd like to discuss with you.
Because of Quigley?
It seems that George Wallace, the governor of that state, was giving a speech in Mobile when approximately 700 demonstrators gathered to protest his stance on the civil rights legislation, calling him a racist and a bigot, among other things. Anyway, the police arrived using tear gas and billy clubs, and they arrested 45 people. Now the whole town is under martial law.
All right, since our approval rating took a hit, I don't wonder if maybe there's a way to get out of the Quigley meeting without it getting in the papers. I guess we should try it, especially since the Vietnam meeting was so short. All right, yeah, let's do it. Oh, no, we got to do a new game. Hey, Rich.
Hello, Mr. President.
Hello there, Bobby.
President, Senator Lewis Quigley is here to see you.
Hello, Mr. President. It's a pleasure to see you again. How's your lovely wife?
She's just fine. What can I do for you, Lewis?
Well, I'd like to discuss this civil rights movement.
You didn't
As
say
you
so
can
called.
imagine, those of us from Alabama are less than anxious to have this legislation passed.
I understand how you feel, Lewis. However, there are a great many people who feel that the time has come for this bill.
Well, the time may have come, but Southern traditions and values have not changed. I'm sure you are aware that this bill will affect a great many people, white and colored, in ways that they will not like, in ways that they are not comfortable with. A colored boy needs to understand his place in society the same way a white man needs to. People are happier when boundaries are clear. Don't you agree?
I like it. The guy's voice is like 20 years younger than the actual physical actor. Interesting. So if we lie about this, then he's probably going to say, oh, JFK said he's with us, and then he'll leak that statement, which we don't want. So I think the way to do this is continue to say, no, we don't agree, but then don't get angry with him, I guess.
I'm afraid I don't, Lewis. I can't condone the judging of a man by the color of his skin. That is too great an injustice to continue, just for tradition's sake.
Well, you may scoff at traditions, my good man, but there are a great many American citizens who appreciate the value of traditions. And I'm afraid that will become quite clear when the Senate votes on your little bill. You'd better be sure of your convictions, Mr. President, because this fight will not be an easy one.
You know I always enjoy a good fight, Lewis. Thank you for coming by today. Goodbye.
Good day, Mr. President.
Okay, so he's still kind of pissed, but let's see. I guess we'll see what he ends up saying.
Sir, I have the report on that covert radar installation raid in the Tonkin Gulf you approved.
Go ahead, Jim.
The South Vietnamese patrol boats were detected by radar approaching the island, sir. We couldn't get close enough to land the commandos carrying the explosives.
Yeah, perhaps. Hopefully it'll be better.
You told me if that happened, our carriers would be able to collect information on the radar installations. Did they?
Yes, they did. We're a bit smarter now about how they use radar.
There's been no word of our involvement in the domestic media. What about overseas?
We're completely black on this one. No problem.
Great.
Good. Thanks for the report.
Okay, hopefully we're all set. No, he's still left angry. So the only way to do it, I guess, is if you say that you agree with him. But I don't want him communicating that message to the press. That would hurt us even more. Now, well, the support is about to drop from close to 80 to like down to 70, I think. Yeah.
Good evening. In our top story...
Oh, August 13th now. Yeah, see, it dropped it down to 70. That sucks. What bullshit. Just because a senator was pissed at us, they have that much control over the polls? What the heck? That wasn't even the senator I chose to talk to. That was a guy who just waltzed into my office. Bullshit. Bullshit. I mean, we could try it the third way. I guess we might as well, since that didn't change anything. I feel like it's going to be even worse, though.
Hello, Mr. President.
But maybe it won't. Interesting game of politics going on here. Inbot Gamer, thank you for the host.
Mr. President, Senator Lewis Quigley is here to see you.
Hello, Mr. President. It's a pleasure to see you again. How's your lovely wife?
She's just fine. What can I do for you, Lewis?
Well, I'd like to discuss this civil rights movement. As you can imagine, those of us from Alabama are less than anxious to have this legislation passed.
I understand how you feel, Lewis. However, there are a great many people who feel that the time has come for this bill.
Well, the time may have come.
Now, Cor, we're trying to save
traditions
Scumming.
and values have not changed.
He keeps on taking
I'm
our
sure
approval
you are
rating.
aware that this bill will affect a great many people, white and colored, in ways that they will not like, in ways that they are not comfortable with. A colored boy needs to understand his place in society the same way a white man needs to. People are happier when boundaries are clear. Don't you agree?
So I guess we gotta patronize this guy in private. Hopefully he doesn't leak this message to the press. Let's see.
Of course I agree with you, Lewis. I can appreciate the need for boundaries. However, I've introduced this legislation to Congress, and I have to stand behind it.
There are varying degrees to standing behind a bill, Mr. President. One can publicly support the legislation without privately cajoling others to vote for it. I'm just asking you not to use your very powerful influence to enact this particular piece of legislation. Am I making myself clear, Mr. President?
Yeah, you are, but doesn't mean I'm going to do anything about it there, Quigster.
Yes, I think you've made your point, Lewis. I appreciate your coming by today.
Good day.
Have a good evening. Goodbye.
He said nothing. Did he still leave angry?
Sir, I have the report on that covert radar installation raid in the Tonkin Gulf you approved.
Go ahead, Jim.
The South Vietnamese patrol boats were detected by radar approaching the island, sir. We couldn't get close enough to land the commandos carrying the explosives.
And did you abort?
No, sir. As you may know, the boats are mounted with light cannon, so we shelled the islands in hopes of hitting the radar stations. Out of the 3 installations, we destroyed 1, sir.
What? You didn't mention that before.
Any casualties?
None, sir, and no loss of equipment.
Good. Thanks for the report.
Okay, let's see what the paper says now. Wrightsville quickly charmed by president. Wow. Because we saddled up to a bigot. Apparently we got rewarded for that. Wow. That's hilarious. All right, and we got financial support from Michigan. Very good.
Good evening. In our top story, the success of this week's Ranger 7 mission.
I'm surprised that space wasn't one of the one of the speech topics you could have on the campaign trail, August 12th. All right, yeah, look at that. Oh, we got up to a full 80. So, geez. Especially the way he framed that is like, don't you agree with me? Is like definitely really skeevy. Wow. All right, so let's save. I think we had one. I think we had one there under the 11th. We'll just save over that one. Yeah. Actually, the 12th. Okay. All right. Why don't we pause here? Buys are open, and we'll be right back.
Everyone knows about reincarnation, where a departed soul returns in the body of a new life, rather like some spiritual revolving door. But a somewhat less well-known phenomenon is that of the transmigration of the soul, where a departed spirit returns in the body of someone who has just died. An interesting example of this occurred in 1985, when a girl named Sumitra died, only to return to life with a completely new identity, that of a girl insisting that her name was not Sumitra at all, but Shiva. She claimed to have no memory of her life as Sumitra or her family, but could clearly recollect the life and family of the girl named Shiva who, it transpired, had died 2 months earlier. As if her knowledge of Shiva's friends, family and life in general were not proof enough, she also revealed aspects of her death that only the police knew, and even more amazingly, wrote using Shiva's handwriting, a feat made even more remarkable by the fact that Sumitra, whose body she now inhabited, could not write at all. The question remains, however, as to the fate of Sumitra's soul.
All right. We didn't have any buys, right? Okay, we're good there. I thought there one had come in. Like earlier on? No? Okay, guess not. Long con. Wait, which game was that? Weird? Thank you. Yeah, I checked up on Rufus is so tired. He was passed out and yeah, could not be bothered. We got ready to get back to work. I started that, right? Oh, no, I didn't turn off buys. Okay, so it's August 12th. We have Vietnam and we have civil rights. Check up on civil rights. 80% approval rating.
Mr. President, there's been an incident.
An incident, really?
Mr. President, there's been an incident in Alabama that I'd like to discuss with you.
Oh, the George Wallace thing?
It seems that George Wallace, the governor of that state, was giving a speech in Mobile when approximately 700 demonstrators gathered to protest his stance on the civil rights legislation, calling him a racist and a bigot, among other things. Anyway, the police arrived using tear gas and billy clubs, and they arrested 45 people. Now the whole town is under martial law.
Fred, I'd like to hear some more about this.
Wallace is famous for his staunch anti-civil rights rhetoric. Last year in his inaugural address as governor, he said, quote, "Segregation today, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever." As you know, Mr. President, it was the day Wallace physically tried to keep those 2 Negro students from enrolling at the University of Alabama that you announced you would introduce a civil rights bill to Congress. With a Senate vote on the civil rights bill coming up, people are looking to you for some reaction to this latest occurrence.
What do you recommend?
You could release a statement to the press denouncing this violence.
Or I could go to Alabama and speak with some of the Negro leaders there. That usually helps the situation, and it won't take away from the Senate vote.
Good idea there, Babby. We don't want it to do anything to jeopardize that vote. And I think becoming more antagonistic to the Alabamans could turn off the Southern bloc of senators and make it more difficult to get by that filibuster.
That sounds like the best alternative, Bobby. Why don't you do that?
Certainly, Mr. President. I'll make arrangements to leave tonight.
Thanks, Bobby. I'll speak with you gentlemen later.
Oh, good. We have time for Vietnam, too. Okay. So we gotta send... I'll just say Wallace. G. Wallace.
Mr. President, the Joint Chiefs Mr. President, the
Albanians.
Joint Chiefs would like to expand our advisory role in Vietnam.
No.
Why do the generals think we need more advisors?
They feel the increase is necessary to counter the vast amounts of hardware flowing from the north down the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
Can you elaborate on that?
The Vietnamese economy is based on agriculture, sir, with very little industry. Conventional warfare seeks to topple the economy, but a nation of farms and farmers cannot be targeted effectively.
Hence the strategy of concentrating on the trail.
Exactly, sir. But the trail is proving more difficult to manage than anyone had anticipated. Arms and personnel are moving south down the trail at an alarming rate. I've heard estimates anywhere from 5,000 to 20,000 men and women each month, all carrying mortars and AK-47s.
Yeah, Fred. Now let's ask Bobby. He's our most trusted advisor.
Bobby, what do you think?
Mr. President, we are advising the South Vietnamese in Vietnam because we want to stop the communists. As long as we continue to advise, we are in a win-win situation. I say yes. What kind of numbers are we talking about?
Well, the Joint Chiefs would like to step up our commitment by 20,000 advisors.
No, we already said we were getting rid of the advisors. Keep up, gentlemen.
That's a lot of American boys on Asian soil, Paul.
The final numbers are your decision, sir. I could have the Joint Chiefs prepare a memo for your approval. You can change the numbers then if you'd like.
No increase. Yeah, you think there was another bug, Scylla? This is so odd that they keep on giving us the opportunity to get put boots back on the ground. So weird. Ugh. You never know what to think of this game.
No, Paul. That won't be necessary. We will maintain current advisory levels.
No.
Thank you for your time, gentlemen.
We're supposed to be drawing down the
to move on.
advisors. Oh my god. Well, at least our general meters are okay, so I don't think it's something we have to worry about increasing. So all right. Indiana welcomes the President and First Lady. RFK in Mobile decries violence to protesters. U.S. to maintain current advisory levels in NAM. No, we're supposed to be drawing down. Oh, God.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here's tonight's top story. There's a royal welcome to Prince Edward Island as Queen Elizabeth arrives to begin a 9-day tour of Canada. The Queen is in Canada to take part in the centennial celebration of the Confederation. The Royal Yacht Britannia will serve as a floating palace during her 9-day visit to Charlottetown, Ottawa, and Quebec. That's all for tonight's news, but remember, same time, same place, and same station tomorrow.
All right, it's never good news when they start you off with something like this. All right, oh, we really need to check those wires, man.
Well, Mr. President, next week is the Democrat.
Okay, this is day 38, I think.
Well, Mr. President, next week is the Democratic Convention.
Oh, good.
How do you feel?
I'm pretty confident.
I'm very confident, Bobby. I don't think Sharp has a chance.
I couldn't agree more. I know that you'll leave Atlantic City looking forward to a November victory.
You're going to be there with me, aren't you?
Of course. There's going to be a party at the Atlantic City Regency Hotel, and we've set it up so that you've got a private hotel suite, too. That way you can watch the television broadcast away from the crowds if you'd like.
That sounds perfect, Bobby. Look, I've got a lot to do before then, so I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Thank you there, Bobby. Yes, what was the issue? Why do we need to edit the save? Yes, they did, Pat. They did. Probably not as much shit as the people get nowadays. Like now, I think you could never get away with that move at all. But there was some criticism, like, you know, Bobby was too inexperienced, and it was just a nepotism move. That's perfect, Bobby. So what was the issue, Silo? The investigation event hasn't... Oh, okay, yeah. So I guess we're going to have to then. Otherwise, yeah. We can't make progress. If we spend 2 hours doing that, I don't know if we're going to have time for the wires. Yeah, you know what? Let's quickly check the wires before we move the other stuff. Yeah, the AG is a cabinet position. I mean, the Senate had to have approved it or confirmed him, so... Okay, if there are no important messages here, I'm just going to restore it so we can get one of the other things done. But it's been so long that I kind of need to. Alright. He had a lot of messages. Sarah, I was walking barefoot on the mall this weekend and I cut my foot in one of those damn tabs on a soda can. I don't think I'll be dancing on Friday night. Says Karen. I agree completely, do it? Oh shit. Completely to what? I'll be late tomorrow, I have a doctor's appointment, says Rachel. I have to meet with a florist and the caterer on Saturday. Can we cancel our lunch date? Oh shit. Try to remember what the previous message with Waddell and Linden was. I guess we could restore it in an earlier thing just to see what it was. That's true. And CIA had like nothing for like 2 months. Messages. Oh, that wasn't me, that was somebody else. Yeah, there are no CIA messages. That seems cause for concern. Okay. Wisconsin's the latest stop on Kennedy tour, so that means like nothing really happened. Okay. Election update wires. CBS buys New York Yankees for $11.2 million. Hoffa gets 5 years for misuse of funds.
And now for our final story. This fall, both cars and movies are being unveiled in Detroit. Hollywood's latest product, the Lively set with James Darren and Marilyn Maxwell, is a romantic drama with an automotive background. Thus, film producers and celebrities have come to town to preview the new film at the Adams Theater in downtown Detroit. So until tomorrow, good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, I know what a ring pull is. Yeah, you have to like peel it across. Yep.
President Kennedy has just received enough votes to be nominated to a second term by the Democratic Party.
All right.
The president will, of course, make his official acceptance speech tomorrow night as scheduled. The crowd in this Atlantic City convention.
Let's go ahead and save this. So there's one hurdle. Well, it's not GG. We just
crowd. They love you.
We just won the nomination.
I've never seen a Democratic convention this frenzied. Congratulations, Jack. You did it.
Kennedy nominated for a second term. Very good. We're even halfway up to an 85% approval rating. September 4th. Oh, okay. So now we have to... So we might want to... I guess this is the... What did they say it was? September 4th? Is this the save that we need to then update or edit? I guess. This would be day 40. Okay. Yeah, definitely make a backup. Is this the one solo though? Do you know if this the save that we have to do that with? It would be the 9-4 save and not the 8-26 save. Okay. I did save this, right? Yes. Let's quit and then I'll try to edit this. Yeah, so apparently there's some sort of bug where I can't make progress on the assassination investigation unless we fix this problem. Oh, the exact date is not important? All right, I'm going to do it based on the most recent save then. Firstly, where is the save file? Those look like the scenes. Data. No. Oh, this is the CD drive. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. I need to go to DOSBox, virtual, Reelect JFK, game data. Here we go. Okay. That would be in the most recent one, probably. Yeah, 9.4. All right, let me copy this, paste it for the backup. All right, and then original. Okay, all right, now to open up this with Notepad. All right, so you can I actually opened it up here so you guys can see it too. So what was the one we needed to change? I think Aardvark wrote this down. Okay, 12.0 invest data, that's right here, to 9.1. Okay, so this needs to go 9.1. All right, hopefully that's what we need to do. Okay.
Congratulations again on gaining the nomination, Mr. President. Your hard work on the campaign trail is paying off.
Thank you there, Ross, and not yet, Alkman, but we did just get the first step. We won a renomination by our party, the Democratic Party.
Thank you, Ross. I get the feeling that you're here to discuss more of the campaign trail.
That's right, sir. You've got to decide what you want to say from now until 2 weeks before the election. This is one of the most important times of the campaign, so I've focused a lot of attention on the states with the most electoral votes.
Oh, we have to choose more topics? Okay. Alabama will be states' rights as usual, not civil rights. Let's do a fundraiser in New York. Although we're doing pretty well with funds. Massachusetts will do civil rights. Tax reform for Texas. North Carolina will do maybe well, agriculture we've already been okay with. Let's try unemployment, why not? Connecticut. Actually, California will do the economy, and Connecticut will do education.
All right, Ross, I'm finished.
Thanks for your time, sir. I'll talk to you again soon.
I'm sure you will. All right, so we check in on the legislation.
Mr. President, 2 weeks ago the Attorney General asked me to study the current state of the civil rights movement, and I've given him a full report on my findings. Would you like me to give you the highlights?
Oh, yeah, would there, Jennifer?
Yes, Jennifer. I'm interested in hearing what you've learned.
The most obvious issue is the civil rights legislation. As you can imagine, the Negro community is very excited about the Senate vote that's coming up. They're confident about that vote, too. The people I spoke with indicated that they were certain the bill would be made into law.
That's good there, Jennifer.
That's very interesting. Please continue.
Well, despite the fact that the Civil Rights Bill is succeeding in Congress, there are an increasing number of Negroes who have become disillusioned with the more moderate civil rights organizations and leaders. They are harboring a lot of anger about what they consider to be a lack of success by these organizations. I'm afraid we could see a marked increase in violence from them if the bill fails in the Senate.
Yeah, all the more reason for it to pass.
Please, go on.
The situation in the southern states has become almost intolerable. The whites feel so threatened by the success of the legislation that they've generally made life miserable for the Negroes. The whites' attitude seems to be that you may get this bill made into law, but you're going to have a tough time enforcing it.
Yeah, end discussion there, Jennifer.
I appreciate the update, Jennifer. That'll be enough. Thank you and keep up the good work.
Yeah, so no decisions to be made there.
Thank you, sir. I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
She looked so confused and pissed, but her voice was not consistent at all with that sentiment. I don't think we have enough time to check the wires, but we really ought to. Oh, we might just have time. Nice. Oh, wow, there's nothing new. Oh. Shit. I hope this doesn't mean we missed a window. You're looking to get me one of those new touchtone phones AT&T is making. Thanks. So I hear all the rage about touchtone phones. Oops. I guess it started coming around at this time. Alright. JFK's pencil fundraiser is a success. Nice. Gracie Allen, age 58, dies of heart attack. Who's Gracie Allen? World's population is soaring, warns the UN.
On the lighter side of things,
yeah, there you
the
go,
Millennium Fashion Show for Men in Cologne, Germany, is where European designers unveil what they would like men to wear. This year's fashions range from ruffles to knickers. Casual lounging is a must for every man's wardrobe, and formal should probably include a crowning touch with a derby and formal coat. That's all the news for now, so until tomorrow, good night.
Yes, I agree there. Derby and the knickers is the life for me. September 7th. Before we take that phone call, we must save. Hey, TDB. George Burns' wife? Was she an actress herself, or? I fail to see why she's so notable.
Mr. President, Gordon Tompkins of the FBI is here to see you.
Oh, that's good news. Here's an update for us.
Hello, Mr. President. How are you today?
Good there, Gordon. What do you have for us?
I'm fine, Gordon. Have you got some good news for me?
I'm afraid not, sir.
Ah, come on.
We have a lead on another attempt on your life. A guy by the name of, the Tin Man has been in touch with an undercover agent. The Tin Man thinks this agent is an ex-con who can put him in touch with an assassin.
Leave my office? What? Tell me more there, Tompkins.
Who is this Tin Man?
We haven't found out exactly who he is yet, but we did trace a call from him to our undercover agent, and the call came from the White House, sir.
Good, good. Now all of a sudden there's someone, there's a mole in our White House that's looking to take us out. The incriminating evidence might be from our Chief of Staff in that desk drawer of his. The ultimate betrayal.
Are you sure? I can't believe that one of my own people would do this.
I understand how you feel, sir. We're looking into all the people who were working the night the call was made. Would you like a list of the employees?
Yes, I would.
Yes, I would like to see that list.
We'll get that list to you right away, sir. Goodbye.
We got to ferret out this mole. Bobby, it could be you, Bobby. It too, Bobby.
Gordon Tompkins asked me to give you this. It's the list of all the employees who were working late last night. They're all here now. Do you want to speak to any of them?
This is amazing, considering I've not seen one person working at all in this White House the entire time I've been here for the last year.
Absolutely.
Fine. Who would you like to see first?
Tate, Casey, Montero, Pilot. What happened with actually, what is our chief of staff's name? Sean Kiss is the aide, so is Jennifer Tate. I don't think it's Montero or Pilot. What's the name of our chief of staff? He's not here. Alright, let's go with Pilot first.
Send in Pilot.
No problem.
Pontius Pilot.
Hello, Mr. President.
Yeah, maybe it actually is Pontius. Wasn't he supposed to be like the turd?
Can you tell me what you were doing here so late last night?
I was working on a proposal for more funding for the Peace Corps.
Yes.
Did you see anyone else in the building?
Well, I did run into Jennifer Tate. She was working late, too.
And interview.
Thanks for your time, Eric. Keep up the good work on the Peace Corps.
Yes, sir. Would you like to see someone else?
I would. Let's bring in Montero. Or actually, you meant... Oh, this is the guy with the freaky hands. Look at those creepy fuckers. Those fingers have a mind of their own. It's a good question there, Gao. We don't have any Secret Service in the White House at this time. Even I've been able to travel unaccompanied to many destinations.
Send in Tate.
Fine, Mr. President.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, Jennifer. I understand you were working late last night.
Yes, I was, sir. I was finishing up a report on the latest findings about cigarettes leading to cancer.
I thought you were working on civil rights.
Tin Man? I'm afraid not, sir.
That didn't go very much of anywhere.
Thank you for your time, Jennifer. That will be all.
Yes, Mr. President. Would you like to see someone else?
Bring in Montero.
Send in Montero.
Certainly, sir.
Did you want to speak with me, Mr. President?
Oh, I did.
Carolyn, what kept you here so late last night?
I was doing some research on Hoffa and the Teamsters for the Attorney General.
But Hoffa was already sentenced.
Did you see anyone else in the building?
Well, I ran into Mr. Nelson, your chief of staff, while I was getting a cup of coffee, but that's about it.
Yes, that's what we wanted to know, Nelson. He must be the culprit.
That's all I have to ask you, Carolyn. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Would you like to see someone else?
O'Casey.
Send in O'Casey.
All right.
Still suspicious that you're working on Hoffa.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Why were you working late last night, Sean?
I was doing some work for the Secretary of Defense. He didn't give it to me until about 3 o'clock, and he needed it this morning at 8, so I had to stay late.
Yeah, likely story there, Sean.
Do you know anything about the Tin Man?
Tin Man? Like in The Wizard of Oz? He was looking for a heart, I think.
Are you looking for one too?
Not the one in The Wizard of Oz. Do you know anyone who goes by the name the Tin Man?
I don't. I'm sorry, sir.
Get out of my office.
Thanks for stopping by, Sean. That's all I have to ask you.
Would you like to see someone else?
No.
No, thanks.
All right, sir.
All right, I think the course here is to examine these desks. Oh, there's a briefcase here on his desk. We need the combination. Can we get it from the... Oh, the key is in the drawer. Look at this. He's got... What, does he have a photo of Jockey in his desk? Oh, Nelson, there will be hell to pay, assassination or not. This better not be for your spunk bunk. A second picture of Jockey. A third picture of Jockey. Is he having an affair with my wife? Oh. Nelson. Nelson. These are highly disturbing scrapbook he's got here. Dear Sam, thank you for your help in managing the White House reception yesterday. It was a pleasure working with you. Best Jockey. Oh. This is of great concern to me. JKB. Oh, Jacqueline Kennedy Bouvier. No doubt. 254 must be the combination to his suitcase. Oh, dear God. This is of great concern to me. Let's take a look here. 254. Oh, we got in. Quick before he notices. He's got a photo there of the county records building. There are marches, the Juggernaut Saloon. He must be the Tin Man, and he met with the camel there. 210 Fernbrook Avenue. That means in Dallas. I believe that was the location of the bar, the saloon. Let's look at this profile from the FBI. It is on the camel, aka Frank Finn. Real name unknown, place of birth unknown, suspected assassin. We know most of this already. The camel is a highly skilled killer who has never been apprehended, suspected of numerous killings. Spotted in New Haven, Connecticut, 1961. Large-scale search. He was not caught. Last seen, Dallas, 1963. Look at this. November 22nd at noon. Is that going to be... They're going to try to kill us a year later? Or was that when we were on our motorcade? If so, why keep this around for a year later? This is big news here. So we have Sam Nelson, the Chief of Staff, and likely the Tin Man. And he's got a periodic table here. There. It's in fact the chemical periodic table for tin. I'd say this was pretty damning myself. We also have a hotel receipt here. Robert Rafkia? Single room, $19. Room service, champagne, $6. And gift shop flowers. Yes, he's definitely going after Jockey. Robert Rafkin. Rafkin. Okay, we saw the name Rafkin before, didn't we? Wasn't that one of the guys that was working at the... that was one of the book depository guys. Right, and he was banging the other employee. So what is the Tin Man doing with this receipt? Interesting. But, yeah, exactly. Oh, another one from 9:30. What was the first one? October 14th. Okay, so this shows that he knew that he would be out with the other employee. Alright, so I don't think it implicates Rafkin. It's more to show that he was kind of casing their movements. Very interesting. We check out some other areas of the office. See See if there's anything else here that can be seen. Jennifer Tate's desk is not accessible. Still civil rights there for John O'Casey. Elizabeth Johnsey we haven't even seen at all. Same is true of Brad Evans. That cheeky bastard. Alright, maybe we have 2 hours here for Vietnam. Or should we have seen the wires?
President, I need to take a few moments of your time to review a memorandum I placed in the file on your desk.
I did not see it there, Sean.
All right, Sean. What's the issue?
Setting the number of advisors to be deployed in Vietnam. Even though you decided to maintain the status quo, you still have some flexibility in terms of exact numbers.
No, I wanted this to be 0. 3,000 is the lowest. Fine. Actually, it might work out to our benefit if we're splitting the difference, to be honest. Alright, let's do that.
That should do it, Sean. Thanks.
Okay, what day is this? 9/7? Alright. Well, FBI investigation, and then we did Vietnam 3,000.
I'll make sure it gets to defense, Mr. President.
Oh, we have a little amount of time? I don't think that's going to be enough to look at the wires, but you never know. Nope, it's not. Kennedy ventures to Texas once again. What? When did we decide to do that? President says advisor levels for Vietnam. Flynn, leader of U.S. Communist Party, dies. Why are we venturing to Texas? This concerns me now.
18-year-old Don Scholander set a new record to capture the men's 100-meter freestyle swimming gold medal. In the men's 200-meter backstroke, it's a 1-2-3 medal sweep for the U.S. teams Jed Graeff, Gary Dilley, and Bob Bennett. Adding these medals, the U.S. continues to hold a commanding Olympic lead at the Tokyo Summer Games.
Shit. We probably should have just chosen to turn them in.
That's all for sports tonight. Goodbye.
I'm pretty sure we're going to get killed on the next day now. Probably will. Well, whatever. Well, I guess we'll see it happen. Yeah, we're probably supposed to click on this. The only thing is I don't know what the I don't know what the real name of Frank the Camel is. That's the only issue. I know Frank Finn is the alias. September 14th.
Mr. President, the Secret Service has received reports that there will be another attempt on your life in California.
Oh, we didn't go to Texas, I guess? All right. Well, at least we didn't die. That's good. So this is week 41. Say it's his real name. I think we were told it was his fake name, though, but I'm not sure. Maybe we don't need to know his real name anyway. We'll see.
Mr. President, the Secret Service has received reports that there will be another attempt on your life in California. I strongly suggest that you don't go on your campaign tour there. What do you want to do?
Well, if we go anyway and then we choose to out the guy, maybe that'll work. All right, let's choose go anyway. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be
California, Ross. You know as well as I do that I can't stop a man who's willing to exchange his life for mine. Besides, it's probably just a hoax.
Yeah, well, we know it's not. I probably should have said no, but I'm hoping we can turn him in. If we get him arrested before then, that'll foil the plot.
I hope you're right, sir. But just as a precaution, will you increase your security budget?
That sounds like a good idea.
If you'll change the budget, I'll make sure it's implemented.
I guess we'll remain... Oh, no, we don't want to go in debt. All right.
All set, Ross. Thanks for the information.
Of course, sir. Good luck in California.
Thank you there, Ross. Okay, so before we go down, let's just check the wires before we finally, before we attempt to have this guy, our chief of staff, dealt with. Man, what sort of lapse of judgment did we do in selecting him? Pharaoh. I'll meet you at 6 o'clock at your house from here. Don't think that's of great importance. Yes, you have, Ghost. Yes, you have. How's it going? Who's looking to get me? Oh, right, the touchtone phone. If you spend the night in my place, I'll make you breakfast. Are Pop-Tarts okay? Were Pop-Tarts around in 1964? Alright, so nothing terribly important there yet. I feel like we were supposed to go on one more, at least one more, you know, stakeout to the, you know, some of the monuments and memorials. Alright, let's try this. What do we need to know here? I had it written down somewhere. I think we know who was involved. The aliases, we know the motives. Yeah, he was trying to bang Jackie.
Hi, Jack. Who's responsible for the shooting?
You mean like who did the shooting? That was the camel, Frank Finn. Wait, did it have the camel option? Maybe we say his name is Frank Finn, and then his alias is the camel or something? Probably. Alright, where's Frank Finn?
Frank Finn.
Is that his real name?
Oh wow, it was the year I was introduced. That's awesome. Thank you, TTB. Fine.
Yes, as far as I know.
Why did he do it?
Ah, so we were supposed to enter the alias instead. Shit. Fuck. Yeah, we gotta restore that. Damn it. So they want you to enter in the alias first. That's really annoying. They didn't really make it clear that you had to do that.
Mr. President, the Secret Service has received reports that there will be another attempt on your life in California. I strongly suggest that you don't go on your campaign tour there. What do you want to do?
Would the game be so bugged? Like, let's say we successfully arrest the people. Would we still get killed? I guess if they made arrangements with other people, you know what? Let's stay home, actually. Let's stay home.
I'm definitely not going. There's no point in risking my life again. Thanks for the information.
Of course, sir. That's what I'm here for.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's going to cost me the election, so it's probably better to play it safe. All right, so let's try to do this now.
Hi, Jack.
They said no.
Who's responsible for the shooting?
The camel.
The camel.
Camel.
Is that his real name?
Alias.
No, that's an alias.
What's his real name?
I guess Frank Finn.
Frank Finn.
Why did he do it?
Probably for money that he was being paid by Nelson. It's weird they say power. There are no like political motivations. Most assassinations are usually political. I mean, at least of like political figures, it's going to be a political motivation. We're not like getting rid of like some businessman.
For money.
Is anyone else involved?
Yes.
All right, so we know several people are involved actually. Where's Sean? What's his face? Not Sean. Sam.
Samuel Nelson.
Is that his real name?
Yes.
Yes, as far as I know.
Yeah, I said
Why
most.
did he do it?
Most.
For love.
Is anyone else involved?
Yeah, Glodell.
Yes.
Lyndon and Glodell or whatever.
Alan Linden.
Is that his real name?
Oh, we should have said the Tin Man. Fuck. We should have said the Tin Man for Nelson. God damn it. Ugh. Alright, well, let's just play it out, see how it goes.
Yes, as far as I know.
Why did he do it?
This we don't. Maybe these guys are power. I don't know if they were paid or what. We actually don't know. They kept on wanting to meet with Ciccardelli and with Van Owen and stuff. Whatever. Let's just go power on the FBI.
For power.
Is anyone else involved?
Yes.
Do they have a Tin Man as an option, actually? Let's see. They should. Yeah, they do. Okay. Alright, where's the... who are you doing? Glaudel.
Jeff Glaudel.
Is that his real name?
Yes, as far as I know.
Why did he do it?
Also the same?
For power.
Is anyone else involved?
Yeah, that's true, DDB. That's true. Well, even outside of the U.S., I mean, most... Can take the Archduke, Ferdinand, McKinley. Actually, I guess the one that shot Garfield, wasn't that just like a disgruntled civil servant or something because he didn't get like some job in the administration or something? Sorry, what was the question?
For power.
Is anyone else involved?
Oh, yeah, maybe Ciccardelli and Van Owen, I think.
Yes.
Ties. I don't know. Now we're kind of going out on a limb. Probably should have just said no. They were probably just getting money.
Anthony Ciccardelli.
Is that his real name?
Yes, as far as I know.
Why did he do it?
All right, this one we don't really know. I mean, I would guess money, but whatever.
I wish I knew the answer to that one, but I don't.
Is anyone else involved?
There was a Van Owen. Let's say Van Owen.
Yes.
Too. And then we'll say he was for power, I guess.
Charles Van Owen.
Is that his real name?
Yes, as far as I know.
Why did he do it?
Power, right? Actually, wait, what did I say? Money or power? Probably power.
For power.
Is anyone else involved?
No.
No.
Can you prove this, or is it mere suspicion?
Yeah, go grab the briefcase.
I can prove this, Bobby.
That makes a lot of sense. I think you have a strong case. Would you like me to get an arrest warrant?
Yes, I would.
Definitely.
I'll get right on it.
Later. Fingers crossed? I don't know. I don't know how accurate you have to be. Like, how many of the details? Here's the Tompkins, the FBI agent.
Great news, Mr. President.
Oh?
Based on your allegations, we took Sam Nelson into custody, and within a half hour, he confessed to everything.
That's great news.
You're not going to believe this, but the guy's a nutcase. We taped the confession. Let me play it for you.
He was my chief of staff.
I love Jackie. I hated Jack because his infidelity hurt Jackie so much.
With that,
I
Marilyn.
wanted her to be happy. I know that she'd be happier without Jack. Maybe she would even be with me. She would even come to care for me.
Chief of Staff.
Once she saw how much I love her, how I am completely devoted to her, I knew that I had to get rid of Jack. So I looked in the FBI files and found my killer. I can't believe that damn camel screwed everything up. Don't get me started! Where was I? Oh yes! This is the good part! I planned the trip to Dallas! It would have worked. What was the point of all my meticulous planning? All those details.
That's a true glitch. I was. Did we get the details on
Can you believe that guy? He seemed so normal. Anyway, I've got a lot of paperwork to do on this one. Good day, sir.
Good day there, Gordon. What about the other conspirators?
Congratulations, Mr. President. You did it. Your undercover work put the right man behind bars. At least one of the right men.
Uh-oh.
He's sitting in a jail cell right now. The word is that he's waiting for Jackie to visit him. What a nutcase. All the other suspects have been cleared except the camel, who hasn't been found.
What?
A man matching his description was spotted in an airport in Buenos Aires not too long ago.
Buenos Aires.
I'm afraid this may be one mercenary that's never captured.
That's bad news there, Bobby. I'm glad we're not going to California. And Duke Donuts, thank you for those 100 bits. So hopefully this is not like game over, because we got the main guy behind it, but we didn't get all the other people involved in the conspiracy. So maybe there is no way to get Frank Finn? I don't know. Obviously, we were very light on some of the other details with the other people. Are there going to be any ramifications to not doing that? Where's the FBI to do their job? Come on.
That's okay. At least we got rid of the real problem. Nelson. He must be deranged. I can't believe I let that madman advise me on important issues.
I was thinking that as long as the people are so excited about your expert investigative accomplishments, you might as well indulge them a little. Why not hold a press conference where you answer some questions about the whole thing? I think it could really increase your popularity. What do you say?
Are you fucking serious? Okay, so honestly, I would not do that. You don't want to call attention to the fact that your judgment was so poor. You got brought in a homicidal maniac as your chief of staff. I mean, can you imagine what an awful conspiracy this would be in real life? If anything, you want to brush this under the rug as much as possible. Wow. Okay, as far as game terms are concerned, our approval rating is already sky high. I feel like we only have stuff to lose if we do this, because they're going to ask us specific questions which we can't answer. But on the other hand, I kind of want to see this game content too. Oh man. A little bit torn. You know what, I want to play it safe, because if we get it wrong, then we're going to have to redo this whole day again, which I kind of don't want to do. So I feel like we have much more to lose than we do to gain.
No
That's
way,
true,
Bobby.
Bombers.
I've had enough of this investigation to last me a lifetime. Besides, I really don't want to amplify the fact that one of my chief advisors was mentally unstable, if you know what I mean.
You may be right. Anyway, I think you did a terrific job figuring this one out. Well, I'll let you get back to work.
Well, thank you there, Bobby. I'm glad we can rest easy. Very nice. Let's take a look. I hope he cleaned out his desk. Now I can't get into it. Okay, sis. All right, let's just continue. Uncaught to released. In addition to Sam Nelson, the police also arrested Alan Linden and Jeff Glaudel, per FBI employees. The two were arrested on attempted murder and conspiracy charges. Linden and Glaudel were freed when police learned that evidence against them was a misunderstanding. The men were working on a top-secret case when their correspondence was covertly monitored. Misinterpretations of that correspondence led to their arrest. Inside sources report that a camel, a device used for raising sunken ships, was the cause of the confusion. Oh, wow. The public seems pleased that Nelson was arrested, but dissatisfied with the mix-up. Oh, so that could hurt our approval rating a bit, I suppose. Oh, well, we got the innocent man. Well, maybe if I had maybe if the president, if I did not have to conduct the investigation all by myself, we could have cleared up these misinterpretations. Yeah, probably, Bombburst. It happened to us last time in Houston. And I'm guessing it would have occurred again in California. JFK also blames Owen. Charles Van Owen, the director of the FBI, was implicated by President Kennedy, along with Glaudel and Linden, a reliable source said today. Many people displayed their anger as news of Kennedy's accusations became public. In the words of one advocate, how dare Kennedy accuse that great statesman? You know what? We're probably going to have to end up redoing this day now. Warnings caused JFK to cancel California trip. Massachusetts welcomed JFK, her favorite son. Going to Massachusetts. U.S. defends America's Cup in Newport, Rhode Island. Yeah, if our approval rating dips below 75, I think we're going to have to do this again.
And now for what's happening on the new entertainment scene. When the quartet with hair like unmade beds land in the Netherlands, it's the same old story as Britain and the U.S. The teenagers take over. Beatlemania has ceased to be a phenomena and seems to have become a way of life. Only the Queen has perhaps had a more triumphant appearance in Holland. To say that the fans get carried away is to put it mildly. The Beatles concerts sell out in hours, regardless of what city the band plays in.
Well, no, I think
until tomorrow, good night, ladies and gentlemen.
you don't see the change to your approval rating until the next day. So let's say it now. September 21st. Oh, no, wow, it didn't go down. All right, I will take that's fine with me. It was unaffected. We'll roll with it, even though the FBI director is pissed at us. But it wouldn't be anything new for American presidents, as we've learned in modern times. All right, so this is the 21st, right? Yeah. Okay. This is week 42. All right. Okay, and then we did the Nelson arrest. All right, so we just have two things to take care of here. Let's hopefully we can do both.
Mr. President, we've got a problem in Mississippi. Mr. President, we've got a problem in Mississippi.
Yeah, you can accuse
3
Bobby.
young civil rights workers are missing. 2 of the men are white, the other is a Negro. They went to Mississippi to help with a massive student effort to register Negro voters.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember that. Well, I don't remember this. I remember learning about this.
That's the Mississippi Summer Project, right?
Yes, it's also referred to as Freedom Summer, and it isn't very popular among whites in Mississippi. They look upon these students coming in from the north as invaders and agitators. The 3 missing men work for CORE, the Congress of Racial Equality, and they haven't been seen
Fouling Bureau
today.
of Assassination.
I've just been informed that this story is going to be on the front page of the New York Times tomorrow. The whole country is going to know about this. I think you should take some action.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Basshole. As it turns out, it was actually me who failed in the false accusation.
What's the right thing to do?
You have a few options. 1, you can meet with the parents of the missing workers. That would send a message of concern and compassion to the entire country. 2, I can go to Mississippi and meet with the leaders of Freedom Summer. That would also send a message of concern. 3rd, you can have Van Owen set up a new FBI office in Mississippi to investigate the disappearance. Considering Van Owen's personal feelings toward the civil rights movement, that could be tough, but it would send a message of concern and action. What do you think?
I think Van Owen is not only hostile to civil rights, he's also now, perhaps understandably, hostile to me. So I don't want the new FBI office. Let's meet with the parents. I want to be out personally in front of this issue there, Bobby.
I think I should meet with the parents. That will look good in the papers and won't jeopardize the Senate vote that's coming up on the Civil Rights Bill.
I'll have that meeting set up as soon as possible. I'll speak with you later.
Thank you there, Bobby. All right, now let's see what's going on at Vietnam.
Jack, I've just received word of a demonstration at the University of California's Berkeley campus.
Issue?
What's the issue?
Vietnam. A small but vocal group of students is protesting our involvement over there. They think America should quit fighting other countries' wars.
I agree with them. That's why I tried to withdraw. But you pulled me back in.
Well, they have the right to a peaceful demonstration. Too bad they don't understand that fighting other countries' wars is what won us that right.
Yes, Jack, it's a bit disturbing. Do you want to issue any statement on the protest?
What kind of a statement would it be? Better not to do much here, I think. Perhaps we should lay low rather than responding to every single person who disagrees with our policy. Wow. Oh yeah, we did pass 10 hours. As for this, I don't know, they're probably going to be pissed. I mean, I guess we just make a moderating statement, hopefully. Play it down the middle.
Yes. Have Fred put something together questioning their patriotism.
No, don't do
All
that.
right, Jack. I'll speak with you later.
See, this is what's stupid. You're like, yes, you put out a statement. You don't get to say what the content of the statement is going to be. So that's kind of dumb. Now, yeah, I think we're going to take a hit to our... That just seems like a bad headline. Californians sorry to lose president's visit. Yeah. God, this was an awful day. JFK calls process brusquely unpatriotic. All right, so let's see how bad this gets. October 4th. Oh, it didn't go down. Wow. All right, surprising. I'll take it. Yeah. Sweet. Thought we were going to have to replay that day. All right, 10. Whoops. All right, so it looks like we only have about a month to election day, or thereabouts. 4 or 5 more weeks. Cool. Unfortunately, I have to call it here. My in-laws are coming back from their day activity. So, yeah, it looks like hopefully, obviously things went generally well, bottom line, with it seems like we zeroed this out. The election is going very well, the campaign. Shouldn't have any problems there. Civil rights, it still has to be on the Senate, but at least we've advanced it. The only thing I'm a little questioned about is Vietnam, but it seems to be going okay. So, barring any bugs, I think this should be sort of like a winnable condition from here on out. So hopefully we should be able to complete this on the next stream, which is likely going to be, I think, Sunday morning. Oh, no worries, Ghost. We'll still, why don't we open up buys now? We can open this. So, yeah, we're only a minute away, so that's fine. Yeah, it's so weird, though, because if you remember, we tried to withdraw from Vietnam, but then the game thought we wanted to maintain troop levels, which just was not the case. So Ghost 3 for Willie Beamish, moves ahead of Star Trek and 2 poisonous koalas here. Over 100 slot buys for Willie Beamish. Bombers 2 for Muppet Treasure Island. The Dragon's Turn below the route to V17. Echo 1 for Pandora Directive. And of Curses to V8. Earth 3 for Curses. Get the spot lost to Pandora. Also moves out of Space Quest VJ and Titanic up to V6. Echo also 1 for Jack Orlando, a cinematic adventure. Oh, I forgot to get box art there. That moves ahead of Tiny Toons into the top 80 at V80. And hey, Sharpie, 1 for Sex Vixens from Space, ahead of Woodruff and the Schnibble to R13. Oh, and then another 2 from Sharpie, ahead of Police Quest 4 and King's Quest 5 to R11. Where did Blue Force come from? I think it was a raffle pick from Knox. 62 more times. No guarantees there. That sounds like a tall order. A tall order to me. Okay. So thanks everybody for the buys. Who are we hosting up here? Yeah, King's Quest 5 is sort of coming up soon. Oh, Tino is back with, all right, that's right, it is Friday night. All right, so we got a Bad Weed showcase with Bad Weed. Tonight is the Naked Brothers Band and Offshore Tycoon. So we'll host up Tino. Yes, have a good afternoon and a great evening, everybody. Thank you, as always, for watching. This concludes the 4th Reelect JFK stream. Probably just one more to go. So we go for the conclusion and for the re-election of John F. Kennedy to a second term. Can we avoid dying and getting killed? We will find out. So have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. We'll be back Sunday morning with the hopefully the conclusion of Reelect JFK. Until then, we'll see you soon. Cheers, everybody.